got a line. Sip some wine with some family and friends. Next year, same plan, we're gonna do it again. Merry Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Let's get like gypsies, hang out, get tipsy. JetBlues might diss me, never heard me Christmas Eve, but still you're listening. Decorate your Christmas tree, wrap up those gifts for kids. Jump into that Christmas spirit. Oh, you do Hanukkah. It's all good, come chill with us. Let's smoke that, enjoy that cool buzz. Turn on those Christmas lights. Put aside your family fights. You know the feeling's right. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Christmas to you. Let's have a good time. 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 Let's have a good time.
The Link. Join the conversation now with Chris and Sabrina. Call 637-0094. Breeze 93.9 FM.
Ganda ni panderetas, nafan palakpan, puro'y propesya, esta munadan. Ganda ni panderetas, nafan palakpan, puro'y propesya, esta
You're listening to The Link with Chris and Sabrina on Breeze 93.9.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents by the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents by the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
Così uli di sombranza e zu ita saluda antes di niga razzauzan malak estrezas durante todo em memu a no distância como cupo palo zanima guafi I conuna sugi airi preba tu la noci nai banderata gaigi pues atan fanny bandera kau esta pagua pumalalapa giluk tanu man libri sentami ti man ko badi
Fanogi tamoru purita nota Kantai matu nanyagi toru ilugat Parai honra, parai gloria Abiba isla sin parat Parai honra, parai gloria Abiba isla sin parat Todo y tiempo y paz para kita Dan gini langit na bendition Conchay peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon Conchay peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And a dance hall. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And a dance hall. Yeah. What's up, Guam? We're loving off today. And we're coming to you live from 94.
Merry Christmas, Guam,
Yeah.
and a dancehall New Year.
We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. That's all. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And that's all. Yeah. Wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And that's how yeah. All of me say Santa, 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 Santa. Everyone to call it Santa's helper. Everyone to call it Christmas tree. Everyone to call it malfunction. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And a dance hall, yeah. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. We wish you a Irish Christmas. And a dance hall.
Hi, Jay.
Viva Santa Maria and Camille.
Viva Santa Maria Camille.
Okay, wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is today one of the days where we have to be quiet?
No, that's Holy Week, bro. You always mix it up.
I know.
We can Viva it out. Viva Santa Maria Camille.
Viva! But I mean, today is the day where
You can make
where
noise.
we celebrate our
Yes.
our island's
You don't have to be quiet.
Okay.
If you want to be quiet, it's totally okay. I should have told you it's a Holy Week day. I should have been like, yeah, Jay, remember Santa Maria Camille, you got to be really quiet.
And I'll be the one
if you
walking
wear
around,
glasses. Yeah, good morning. It's Wednesday, December 8th, of course. Viva Santa Maria Camille. That was me yelling that out at Custom Fitness this morning. As it is a holy day of obligation, and Our Lady is going to be hitting the road pretty soon.
She's making her trek around the island. You know, we've been telling you about the route and everything like that. We're going to keep you apprised of this, and we're actually going to go live on the road thanks to our friends at the Archdiocese, because they'll be live streaming it as well.
Yeah, Tony Diaz of the Archdiocese of Agutnia is going to be zooming in, and he's going to try and time it right when they're loading Our Lady onto the back of the pickup.
Very nice. Okay. Now, one of our coworkers in our master control department said something interesting to me this morning.
Really?
Because she goes, Jace, this is the second year this is happening. I'm like, yes. And she goes, do they do it all in one truck and they make one pass? And I was like,
Can you put the zoom? Or go ahead. Keep talking, Jay.
And I was like, you know, that's interesting. And I was like, and she's like, what if they have to stop for gas? And she's like, can you imagine all of the the parishioners if the truck bearing the statue of the Immaculate Blessed Virgin Mary is actually stops in at one of the gas stations, and
that would be a planning fail.
No, I mean, I mean, that's expected, right? Because I mean, you have to gas up. But
Oh.
then, can you imagine like the gas attendants going out and like Ave, everybody showing respect, or like motorists?
That'd be
like,
crazy. That'd be just like, but I'm pretty sure they filled up the truck, and if they didn't, Jay, they're probably running to go do it now.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Father Paul Gofigan.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Isn't that nice? He shares his birthday with Our Lady of Santa Maria Comelin. Serena
On a more somber note, it was actually interesting. You were mentioning John Lennon yesterday. Today is also the anniversary of the day when John Lennon was assassinated.
Oh, okay. It's 6:26. There's a breaking news story, and I see Sabrina here in the KUAM News link Zoom room. I think we're going to go ahead and go to her. If we could, Jay, again, it's 6:27. Oh, Tony. Hey, Tony. Viva Santa Maria Comelin. Oh, we have our friend Tony from the Hotnu here. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Tony. Can you just grab that? Yeah. What do we got there, Tony? Oh, we have the famous Mana turnovers. Okay. Thank you, Ton. Viva Nilahan. Wow, what a morning. 6:27. Yeah, that's my friend Tony from Inalan down at the Hotnu. They just dropped. We'll get to it. It's Manha turnovers. Joe, have you ever had that? Coconut turnover? Oh, man. I'm telling you, it's hot. It's a good item. Anyway, 6:27, Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITN, and Jack in the Box proud to present this and every episode of The Link right here on the Breeze 93.9. We'll go on to KUAM TV later, but right now, let's head out to Totu, I believe, where Sabrina Salas-Mantonani from the KUAM News team is standing by at the scene of a breaking news story. Sabrina, good morning.
Today, everybody. Yeah, we do have a bit of a breaking news as the Guam Fire Department, they responded to a report of a structure fire here in the Totu area along the fire is on San Miguel Street. I can't give you a more clear visual of it because of the line that they've created where they're holding the media back. But from what we understand, there was a structure fire. It was reported just before 5:30 this morning. One male adult was transported by medics to the hospital with CPR en route. That's basically all the information we have right now. I just got here, so I'm still trying to gather information. I tried to talk to some of the residents, but they just woke up and they saw all of the emergency vehicles here. So we've got GPD, GFD. I saw Chief Dan Barrier, walk into the scene. It's an active investigation. So once I know more information, of course, I'll pass it along.
Thank you very much, Sabrina. So that's pretty much all the information you can give us at this time. But you're on the scene there. How long do you anticipate being there?
I'm not sure how long I'll be here, but it looks like they're going to be here for a while. People are just starting to arrive. So.
Well, thank you, Sabrina.
All right, you're welcome.
Sabrina Salas-Mantonani. That's tragic news here. As she's on the scene in Totu, and yeah, we see the GFD unit. I actually saw these guys heading towards the scene on my way in this morning. So Sabrina will continue to give us the information on that. Our prayers really going out to this family and the village and the island as we prepare to celebrate this day of worship for Santa Maria Comelin.
Exactly. I would.
Not exactly the news you want to start the day with.
Yeah, and I was going to say, obviously, I mean, and there probably are parishioners within the area, like, wondering if this is going to affect, like, the route. But obviously, the safety and health of all of the neighbors in that area of Totu is the primary concern right now.
And again, it's 6:30, Wednesday, December 8th. Let's go ahead and transition into our first look at news this morning, which is brought to you by Pacific Points. Jason Salas, good morning.
The statue is scheduled to make it through Totu at 8:05 in the morning, so
thank you.
We'll keep you up to date on what's going on there. Otherwise, our island is grieving the 267th COVID-related fatality this morning. The patient is an 85-year-old unvaccinated woman who tested positive on the 29th. Her death occurred at GMH on December 1st. 8 people are hospitalized right now, with 1 in the ICU. 4 are vaccinated, and an equal number of people are unvaccinated. 13 new positive cases were reported out of 1,118 tests performed on December 6th. The island's CAR score is now 0.9. As of 2 days ago, better than 126,000 of your island residents. Remember, Guam's about 170,000, according to the census of Guam's eligible population. People 5 years and older are fully vaccinated. Well, in observance, as we were just telling you, of Santa Maria and Camilan Day, there is no COVID-19 community-based testing today at the Old Carnival Grounds in Tijan or at Barragata or at the Derido Northern Region Community Health Center. Vaccination clinics at the Northern and Southern Regional Community Center will also be closed. The vaccination clinic at UOG will remain open today. So please, if you need to get vaccinated, your first shot, your second shot, your booster, check out tinyurl.com/VAX Guam. UOG Calvo Fieldhouse open today. Emotional testimony heard last night as the committee chair on education held a roundtable discussion with GDOE officials, public health, and the Department of Administration. Rules and regulations were at issue, along with vaccination requirements and standard operating procedures and weekly COVID testing. During the roundtable, several questions were raised regarding the status of religious exemptions. Public health said it continues to be under review. Additionally, one very, very emotional parent spoke during the roundtable about the science behind the decisions being made. Here is a clip from last night's public hearing.
Hello there. Hello there. Sammy is my name. I'm not a teacher. I'm a parent. I got 4 children in the system.
What is your name?
My name is Sammy Ahn, AEHN.
Okay.
I've got 4 children. I know.
Can you
I
turn on your camera, sir?
I just have a simple question.
Can you turn
for
your camera on, please?
Okay. Well. Okay. 1 second.
Thank you.
You see me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So there's so much on my mind. I'd like to. I mean, I can hijack literally an hour, but I have one simple question, which I've been posing everybody for the last 6 months. PCR, the CT cycle threshold. Does anybody know the CT's cycle threshold number that you have been using for all your PCR testing for Guam for the last 18 months? Does anybody know? Senators?
Mr. Chima, can you?
Mr. Young, yes, I know. For every PCR test you do, your positivity is actually by the CT threshold. So that is what the machine actually prints out. So for every test result, it is printed out. So it is part of the process. Thank you.
You're not answering my question, sir. I asked every jurisdiction, for every test being tested, being administered on 7 billion people around the globe today is set at individually different based on the district that you're in. For example, in Korea, they set it at 35. Certain tests are set at 32. Certain tests are set at 45. So what is it for Guam? Because I'll tell you why. This is the critical point in our discussion that could actually eliminate all this mess. Because if it is set at such a high level that cannot distinguish false positives from real cases, then what are we doing? What are we actually doing with our children for the last 18 months? You tell me right now.
Can I ask you, excuse me, sir, can I ask you?
Tell me the number.
Can I ask you your background?
No, you do not ask.
I want to ask you your background. Thank you.
I simply asked for the CT number, cycle threshold number, that is being used for everybody here on Guam for the last 18 months. It's a simple yes or no number. It's a simple question requiring a yes or no answer. If you do not have that transparent answer, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Perhaps there's a cover up. Perhaps somebody's hiding something. Well, what is it then? Give me the number, please.
Thank you, Mr. Ahn. Mr. Chima, can you please answer the question? What is the cycle threshold for the tests that Guam receives?
Ma'am, it depends on the machine you're using, and I would defer to the lab to respond to him. Thank
Do we have a representative in the lab?
No, but I'll take back the question and then give you an answer.
And Mr. Ahn, we will support the request with the letter to DPHSS. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
So just on this one very important point alone, I'm not asking for, perhaps they're not ready. Perhaps they do know the answer, but for political reasons, They cannot possibly share it at the moment, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted everybody to be put on notice, especially the senators, because that the way they've been practicing the testing, if we really have a chance to really hone in and get to the bottom of it, then it could literally shock everybody on the island, because it could literally mean a lot of people have been fooled. But I'm not gonna ruin it for you. I'm not gonna be a spoiler for you. Please, senators, doesn't matter what party you're towing, please make your FOIA requests. Make sure all of the 15 members of the senators understand exactly what the so-called experts, the medical experts, have been doing with every facet of our life for the last 18 months. And I just simply add that literally half the other 50 states, half of the 50 states out there stateside, okay, are banning masks. Not even vaccination, as you know, has been put on hold by different judges in various districts. I don't know which circuit courts or whatever. But my point is, people are rising up now. We're not stupid, and there are a lot of watchdog parents, and we only got 11 months to go, and a lot of people will see their careers literally end. Okay, but if you do the right thing, you can right the wrongs. You still have chance. So I'm simply putting it out there for everybody to realize that there are frustrated parents like myself who came to Guam in search of a better life, better education, and you are endowed with such amazing, I literally think this is the safest and the most amazing island place to be breathing and living at this particular moment in 2021. Okay, and we are literally throwing it away. Why? Because I see my neighbors leaving the island because of this travesty taking place at every minute. When my kids come home, I hear at every one of the levels, at elementary, junior high, and high school, and I hear it. I got the antennas up, and teachers are more concerned, despite their personal beliefs about vax or these mitigation, so-called mitigation, the 3 W's, which are being done in abundance of caution. Abundance. I want science, not abundance of anything. Simply do what's right for science, not abundance of caution, because anything that's done, well, you're overcooking it, because when you say in abundance of something, you're obviously overcooking it. Okay, so it's all in the semantics. So all I'm saying is there are parents who are watching, who are literally at their wits' end, because there's so much writing on how, depending on how we do this for the next foreseeable couple of months, many more people will be leaving the island. And I dubbed this brain drain, already bleeding, the island already bleeding. Okay, and more brain drain. Can you all afford to go through it with all the Fed dollars? Are you all drunken with your Fed dollars? All your Fed dollars and plastering the money all over the broken tracks and the swimming pools. Do you think it's going to really change the course of these children's future? Already 2 years behind by your own estimate. 2 years behind. Do you think it's easy to catch up? Oh, you're going to water down the system? Or you're going to water down the pedagogy? You're going to water down your numbers so that they can graduate? Oh, so then by the time they get back in the real world, and when tourism kicks back in, and when these tourists come to the island to get their tourist experience, and our children are going to be at the help desks, okay, at the counters to deal with the problems. Will they have the emotional quotient? Will they have the emotional intelligence? Not only the IQ to deal with all of the people from all around the world coming to Guam for their tourism, for their tourist experience. I got 4 children. For the last 18 months, I've been forced to basically lead them by example, be a parent/teacher, because of the brain drain. It's already rampant in the system. And so it taught me a lesson. Oh, It taught me a lesson. Oh, how to really lead children by example. Well, 2 years. Imagine my children coming home to tell me that their friends, okay, their friends out of shape by now, so out of shape, adding on pounds. Why? Because there's no guidance. You're concerned about the overutilization of the hospital beds. You want all the hospital beds that are beyond capacity. Oh, I understand your concern. I understand that. Well then, why isn't anybody talking about the common sense of teaching children and people in obesity, people of the pre-existing conditions, all these comorbidities? Why isn't anybody in the medical system, okay, who are being paid so much dollars, the importance of daily routines, the daily exercise, the diet? Huh? Am I the only one? Am I the only crazy parent here who thinks like this? There cannot be. There's got to be more. Well, it's about time. It's about time, because you know what? I've been patient. I've been patient in the sense that I've only been contributing my opinions to 2 different media outlets, okay? I couldn't be more patient and more respectful. Each of the letters that I put in, I said, dear superintendent, dear teachers, dear parents, dear this, dear senators. You know what? I'm going to stop my rant because I want everybody to have their fair share of rants and voice outs. But all I'm saying is, and it's helping me a little bit, because I see all of you not dozing off and really seriously attentive. I mean, I see it in your eyes. I appreciate it so much. I am not going anywhere. I've been on the island 2.5 years. I love the island. My children love the island. I don't want to act like an outsider, here for a couple of years and leave the island. That's not going to be me. There's going to be people like me who will try to do our best to really, not just in words only, but to really teach our children, to try to inspire our peers, their peers. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Owen.
Madam Senator, I have a response. I have a response for him for the CT value. So for the Gene Expert machine and ABI 7500, those are the 2 machines that we use that have the CT value. So for the Gene Expert is 44 or less for positive, and then for the ABI 7500 is 40 for CT value for positive cases, if that will help. Thank you.
So
Yes, Mr. Owen.
So therein lies the problem, because it would now make sense for all of our smart investigators to look to the full range of CT values across the country, across the world, because each district, like I said, each jurisdiction is different, depending on perhaps their political needs, okay? Korea being one of the most stringent ones. I do know what they're up to, okay? Their education system is doing exactly the same hoops that GDOE is doing right now, okay? Close down. Korea was one of the first countries to actually close down the school. Fear mongering. Oh yes, I know. Believe me, I know. So here's the thing: 44 and 45. You're gonna share that number in writing. Please, senators, make sure you do your FOIA request, whatever you need to do to get it in writing. I'm not talking about simply what's the number being used right now. I'm talking about the last 18 months, because then you will see, you'll be able to graph out, you'll be able to map out. You see what I'm trying to get at? Then, well, if there was no funny business, then I'm just a crazy parent. That's okay. I wish that was the case. But if not, well, let's find out. By the way, 44, 45 is way high. It's way high. You will see. Compared to other districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. On. I believe we have.
All right, moving on in our newscast. As required by public law, Acting Governor Josh Tenorio submitted to the legislature yesterday Loop's implementation plan and accompanying legislation for World War II claims, payment of locally adjudicated claims. The new claims program was established to accommodate hundreds of war survivors who missed out the first time around. The law also established an adjudication committee to review such claims. The plan says the committee will have an office at the Guam Museum, also calling for $10 million in appropriations from the general fund to DOA to pay those certified claims. Now let's go back to the newsroom to let you know what's going on around the island. Here's Hannah Devanzo.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa-day and good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Devanzo with your headlines here on The Link. The team from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is now in its final stages of their dead-on-arrival investigation. Daniel Perez reports.
The CDC team on island has been working closely with Public Health's territorial epidemiologist, Dr. Ann Pobutsky, to determine the cause of the island's DOA cases. Public Health PIO, Janella Carrera.
They were, of course, looking at all of our cases, not just the dead on arrival cases, but all the incidence rates, comorbidity data. They were looking at a lot of the underlying health conditions within our population, conducting interviews with the families where the dead on arrival cases were happening.
In order for the CDC team to get a better understanding of the high DOA rate,
they had meetings with the hospitals, of course, and then also meetings with our laboratory, our public health laboratory. And then, of course, all the numbers that they were reviewing and then putting all of that together. So it's been a very busy, few weeks for them as they were here. And then, of course, now having to finalize all of the reports and putting it all together.
Carrera added that all the reports and data collected by the CDC team hasn't been finalized yet, but they are in their final stages of their investigation. Public Health has also put in a request to extend the stay of the CDC team. As for travel restrictions,
now our travel guidance, our quarantine protocol is still the same. It has not changed. However, we are reviewing it to see if any changes are necessary. And so if any changes are necessary or deemed necessary, of course, then and if there is a need for it, then we will make those changes and announce them.
The current travel restrictions state that if you want to bypass quarantine, you must be fully vaccinated with either a WHO or FDA approved vaccine, or have a negative PCR test within 3 days of arrival, or an antigen test within 1 day of arrival. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Should gun silencers be legalized on Guam? A bill to allow for the licensing of firearm sound suppressors was moved to the voting file during sessions Monday, but not without vocal opposition. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The measure was introduced by Senator Tony Atta. Its purpose, he said, was to make training with firearms safer by reducing the sound of a gunshot by 15 to 30 decibels. He says for gun owners, every decibel counts.
When you're constantly out there in the firing range, even if you're wearing hearing protection, a reduced gunfire helps protect your hearing.
Atta says it's not true that silencers blunt the sound of a gunshot so you can't hear it. And he adds that it's also a myth that it enables criminals.
Based on reports from the U.S. Justice Department from 2011 to 2019, there are 1.3 million suppressors in circulation in the United States, with only 16 instances of criminal use since 2011.
But opposition came from Senators Talina Nelson and Speaker Therese Terlahi. Nelson brought up a recent viral video where a man was brandishing a rifle in an apparent dispute with neighbors.
I support the Second Amendment. I support the right to bear arms, but we need to do a better job at making proper safety measures before we move forward with this type of legislation. If someone has the will to pull out a firearm in a residential zone, pointing their firearm at other individuals within the residential area, then we have an issue here. If you're really truly out there for the sport and for the passion, you don't need a firearm suppressor, you just put on earplugs.
The loud and distinctive noise of a gunshot is important in protecting our community against gunshot. It's what alerts us to the realization that we may need to run, hide, or protect others. It is what alerts law enforcement.
Senator Sabina Perez attempted to amend the bill to restrict the use of silencers to law enforcement training, but it was voted down.
Once again, here we are trying to keep our law-abiding citizens from availing themselves of this hearing protection. Madam Speaker, I think what we fail to understand is that anyone with a criminal intent will do everything they can to circumvent law, and they will find a way to avail themselves of a suppressor.
The bill was moved to the third reading file for later voting. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
NMI Governor Ralph Torres taking to Facebook with his second video addressing allegations waged by a House committee investigating him. It's unclear if he'll give FaceTime, though, after he was subpoenaed to appear on Friday.
CNMI Governor Ralph Torres taking to Facebook with his second video in a series responding to the allegations by the House committee investigating him. This time he comments on several boating trips called into question. One trip in particular was to the Northern Islands with content creator Rob Arrington behind the YouTube channel Deer Meat for Dinner.
This is just an additional program that we brought up Deer Meat for Dinner up to the Northern Islands. Seriously, and to promote the Northern Islands. This is something for all of us to be proud of.
He says the government boats were used to provide safety.
Deer Meat for Dinner was not compensated and has not been compensated by the CNMI government. All he asked was to be brought up to the Northern Island. That's it. And we spent less than $70,000 to accommodate him, while he spent over $100,000 of his own money to bring his crew, his family, equipment, and so forth.
He says no federal programs took issue, and the mayor of the Northern Island supported the trip. But what about trips alleged to be recreational to Managaha, Tinian, and Rota?
I have not once ever used any federal funding vessel, DPS vessel, for any recreation purposes. I've never fished on them. Absolutely no party boats, Gary, and it is protection for the family.
He says he's never asked for boating safety for protection, but when he does take his personal boat off island or for fishing, they're there in case of an emergency. But what about his family?
The CNMI law provides safety for my family. Using the boat is for safety reasons.
Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News on Saipan.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM's News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more. Get more.
Up next, the Speaker is calling out Adelup and calling the two highest elected leaders in the executive branch to make original landowners part of the billion-dollar healthcare complex conversation. Here's Chris Barnett with more on a escalating issue.
Speaker Therese Terlahi calling out the administration and calling on Governor Lulio Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio to make original landowners part of the billion-dollar healthcare complex conversation. Speaker Terlahi saying Adelup is ignoring local law, which mandates excess lands returned to Gov Guam from the military be given back to original landowners. And if that land is not given back, then Gov Guam must compensate them. The Speaker saying Adelup is using a lease loophole that could leave original landowners out in the cold, and even though the military has indicated in writing it's planning to outright return 100 acres of land at Eagles Field to Gov Guam, that's not what the governor's office is saying.
And say straight out, no, the land's not being returned. We're going to lease it. And this is what I'm telling you. It's mind-boggling when we have a letter from the Navy saying we are willing to return 100 acres. And this is a change.
A January 2021 letter from Navy Secretary Kenneth Braithwaite to the governor reads, quote, I am pleased to now identify the DOD parcel for the medical complex and add it to the list of parcels eligible for return to the territory of Guam. Former Joint Region Marianas head Rear Admiral John Manoni, also in a January letter to the governor, said he was forwarding the Navy Secretary's, quote, commitment to a land transfer for the medical complex. Now, even with this in black and white, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio still seemed unclear on whether GovGuam was getting the land back or leasing it.
In terms of a return, the only issue is whether or not the federal government will allow it to be returned, or are they only interested in providing a license? And I think those are all things that we'll take a look at as time goes on.
But the Secretary of Navy says he's going to return it. It should get returned. And then we can deal with it as the government of Guam, right? And we can take care of the landowners. And we have methods of taking care of the landowners.
Speaker Terlahi said the administration saying it will lease the land the billion-dollar healthcare complex will be built on is just a clever way of keeping original landowners out of the picture.
And what we're looking at is an executive branch who is making a negotiation, and from what we can gather together, they're making a negotiation that bypasses this policy, this law that's in place, and it completely bypasses these landowners.
And when it comes to compensation, the governor has previously given her 2 cents on it.
I have not gotten any response from the original landowners, but my research says that the owners of that property have already been compensated.
In contrast, the question of compensation isn't a done deal for Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
It's a complicated thing, original landowners and their claims are. And I think for me, I'm always trying to find out and get a good update exactly which of the landowners are affected, what the level of compensation, if any. If there's no compensation, I think as a government, it is our obligation to try and make sure that compensation is there.
Now, following 2 legislative hearings this year where original landowners emotionally voiced their concerns, the Lieutenant Governor says at some point the administration will meet with them.
But I do think that in the future I see big engagement with the private landowners and just really trying to piece together exactly what's the situation.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
And now here is your Chamorro News Update.
Buenas updates to get some to be tuned tomorrow in the KUAM News. Presented ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Manofisya zaman na mat pagi Centers of Disease Control and Prevention sa manasuha guahan gi gilistan adisiya na lugar no Debbie Dimas Kapazi sa puri COVID-19. Zaman maklasifika na 100 kilo na riskaw. Anok na mafatina sa adyo na tinilayka ginigap na ani gizon niya website CDC. Gimapa sa semana Guam Visitors Bureau sa man ma-informa ni CDC na poro 42 amadi tinilayka sa siyempre makonsidera guahan na domestic travel destination. Di tempo niya resibe adyo na informasyon ni Acting Governor Josh Tenorio sumilong loko Guahan sa ni Estados Unidos. Ilinga si Tenorio na malik posisyon tayo ginigit sa Guahan para tababa din na ipo'y market tourism mas sadik. Mas asunto, mapasa nila legislatura resolution ginigap para masuporti ang Radiation Exposure Compensation Act no ninasana taw-taw gwini Guahan ni kategorin downwinders. Esti sa siya residente siya ng mapadesi downwind exposure ginites atomic ng Estados Unidos gi Marshall Islands. Tatigi 1940 dan 1950 na tempo. Gi ikwentos gi deling na programan KUAM, iling nga presidente ni Pacific Association for Radiation Survivors, si Robert Celestio, naman malagod siya ng masamiti resolusyon antes yung fanali itan ng komite ni US House gi Merkulis. Eureka Act na amendment sa lilagoloki para mahasa restitution para STCA na taw-tawgi dito 50,000 pesos at 150,000 pesos. Kalinga si Celestio na 6 meses at etinan antes yung fakpo programa Eureka. Yuto mo na sunto gifinot sa moro gini KUAM News para pauga na Merkulis man manaya wire and rock products na kompanya ni kontrata para mafamali ka Waisangsang Road desti Marine Drive hasta Guatigi Bumutasu Street. Ato na toto sa kinubri kasi 1.2 millas no uno gi mas tinani na talang gi Sangsang Detedu. Igasto paresti sa 6.5 milyon pesos sa ginslapi Federal Highway Administration. Iparo matsogi sa nuevo na asphalt mana Gigi italan ni Aji friction course mana mas malik para usuay handom gi italan nuevo na sidewalk jan ram siha nuevo siha na sign jan detectable warning siya gi italan para compliance jan American with Disabilities Act pan ADA. Direktor di Departamentong Public Works si Vince Arriola asangan na asen agradesi esti jan sempi de pursiu sedbe esti na inadulantu residenti siha gisan lago na banda ni isla. Para Guam News Network, Guausikin Conception. Yasuto ifinut sa moro sa presenta sa ninafatto ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With MoneyMap, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With MoneyMap from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
All right, and we continue with our program right now as we are heading downtown to the island's capital, where we are going to the Cathedral de Basilica Hagåtña, where our good friend Tony Diaz is standing by on this, Tony, one of the most cherished holidays for the island's Catholic faithful. Good morning to you, and Viva Santa Maria in Camalan.
Good morning, and Viva Santa Maria. I'm here at the 12 Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica, which, of course, just seconds ago, the novena concluded, the first novena and Vestal Mass this morning, and now they have officially started to take the statue from inside the cathedral. The faithful here, a good several hundred, are making their way. Most of them have made their way out of the cathedral to follow this statue as it leaves the cathedral basilica. This island-wide pilgrimage, of course, it's going to be our answer to COVID. Instead of the island-wide procession here, where the faithful come to the island to the cathedral basilica, Mother Mary is visiting the different faithful through her statue.
Absolutely. And Tony, are the traditions of being able to hold like handkerchiefs and, with respect and with love for the Blessed Mother, is that going to be the same as she passes the various streets?
It's a variety of ways, right? Yes, what will be the same for sure is that there'll be a lot of singing tomorrow, Marian hymns, praying, waving, and there are a number of people who go and pick flowers and throw petals towards the vehicle, not directly to the statue, but towards it, because they don't want to get too close. And then the waving of handkerchiefs or cloths, whatever they have, people find their different way of just paying homage to our Blessed Mother and ultimately God our Father. It's a time of joy, but of course we still want to be careful.
And how many I know it's not just the truck that has the unbelievable honor of being able to carry our Blessed Mother throughout her pilgrimage and everything, but what's the motorcade going to be like? Because some people have been asking, are there going to be cars that are kind of will be around just to make sure that she's being tended to carefully?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, did you catch that, Tony? Oh, okay, no problem. I know you just walked out.
It's important. It's better reception inside.
Okay.
It's important to know that this is not a motorcade.
Okay.
And so people are actually asked not to follow the vehicle. There'll be probably two main vehicles, the one carrying Mother Mary's statue, and then another one for support. And then several police cars will be there to help, of course, with traffic. So people, Monsignor James, the main caretaker of the statue, is really asking people, please do not follow with your vehicles, because Mother Mary is all about love and kindness, right? It wouldn't be so loving and kind to the others in the island of Guam who are traveling on the road, maybe non-Catholics or Catholics alike who have to get to work, to be having to be caught in a congestion because of our Catholic devotion. So please, you can follow it on Hagåtña Cathedral live stream. They'll be live streaming the entire time. They'll have visuals. They're even using a drone to help with some of the northern sites. I understand from Robert Tenorio.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Robert Tenorio. So this will actually be this is the third time in 2 years that the historic statue is traveling to the people. Besides this and last year's Feast of Immaculate Conception in May of 2020, the first time that the statue was taken down from her niche for other than the island-wide procession, and the first time it was taken to the people around the island was in May 2nd. And that was Guam participating with the rest of the United States in reconsecrating Mother Mary to our island. She, of course, is our patroness of Guam and the Marianas. So it's a joyful day, but also a prayerful day.
And we've got your you guys have the route and everything like that. You've timed this like very meticulously, Tony, because I know the various parishes that that you're gonna pass through in the various neighborhoods and everything like that. You got a full slate right now, but again, people can watch the live stream. We're gonna go to it several times throughout our program right here on the link, so you can make sure to see where our Blessed Mother is. But you're heading down to Naval Station first. So after you leave, after you leave again, you're going down to Sumai.
Yes. That began last year for the first time, where they went to the Naval Station, and this time Anderson Air Force Base. And last year was also the first time they went to the Sumai Cemetery. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities. The inroads also in some residences near on the way to the parishes. To give you an idea of how extensive this year, the first 2 times they did this, the statue came back to the Cathedral Basilica at about 3:45. This year, it's not scheduled to be back here until about 6 p.m. So that's a lot of ground to cover from our little tiny island, but a lot of prayers and a lot of people just feeling Mother Mary and her ultimate message of please follow God, her son Jesus, and please continue to pray in these difficult times.
Tony, will you be on the road as the team and the Catholics who have the unbelievable honor of being able to take her around? Will you be with them?
I typically try to go ahead and station myself to take photos, and then run and find another path to the next. Because if I'm with the actual vehicle, I have to take photos to post on our website. So it's better for me to be on the ground looking at Mother Mary's statue.
Well, you're a very devout Catholic, Tony, and obviously a very, very diehard committed journalist too. So we thank you for the effort that you're putting out there.
Thank you. I'm a sinner like everyone else, and that's why I need Mother Mary's prayers and intercession. But thank you guys so much.
Sure, I know you haven't got a whole lot of time left, but since this is not the first time this has been done, can you give the community like a sense of what was some of the feedback from when you did this like last year? Because I know the calls and comments we were getting, people were like, it was different. It was a little bit, obviously like unorthodox and as opposed to what we normally do. But they said, I felt such a feeling of amazement because she actually passed by my house, my neighborhood, like my street.
I think the word that I would come up with is uniting. It was very uniting. You would see families, entire families by the roadside with their chairs, or the children in the back of pickup trucks, and well, of course, gathering just outside the churches. But it was just a time to get together, a moment, especially in the difficult time. That very first year of the pandemic was so difficult. We weren't able to get into their churches as much. So they were just buoyed by the fact that the beloved icon of Mother Mary, which has been with us for hundreds of years, and in its time has had trials, because it was, I believe, at least stolen twice, 2 or 3 times, and remarkably, it was either returned or found. So there's a lot of miracles attributed to God and our Blessed Mother in this case.
Well, Tony, but before you actually go out and begin the trek, can you take us outside and maybe show us like, have you got any shots of like how the statue is being positioned on the truck?
I'm going to try.
Are you on the cathedral's Wi-Fi right now?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Okay.
And I don't know whether the statue left the actual site, but I'm going to try. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So once again, as Tony heads outside, our Blessed Mother is scheduled to make her appearance at Naval Station at 7:30, and then she's going to turn around. She'll be at Adelup at 7:55, and then going up to MTM. She goes to Totu first at 8:05, and then Mongmong at 8:15.
Okay. I'm gonna be walking over to that, and I gotta look for so that they don't.
Yeah, Tony, if you can hear me, you might need to switch to mobile data. I think you're outside Wi-Fi range. And again, as we said, Tony Diaz, of course, the spokesman for the Archdiocese of Agana, as our island's patroness, the Immaculate Blessed Virgin Mary, is making her, as Tony said, her third pilgrimage around the island today on what is, again, one of our island's most cherished religious days.
Viva Santa Maria Carmelita!
Viva! Okay, I think Tony's going to try and jump back in. But again, he said that the
Viva Santa Maria Carmelita!
and the statue of her, again, it's not a motorcade, so please do not
don't
follow along. And there is going to be a police escort. So if you see police cruisers there with a truck with the statue of our Blessed Mother there, please just give them their space. They're probably going to be going like a little bit slow, but she is headed down to Sumai right now.
Right,
and
okay.
we're gonna catch in with her. And as Tony said, a new feature that the Archdiocese is adding this year, when she's coming through Dedido, they're gonna go to a drone shot.
Wow.
So the Archdiocese and justifiably really
Awesome.
leveraging technology to bring you this. So once she should be on the road right now, I'm gonna go grab my gear and we are going to see if we can get a shot. But Bree is back in studio.
Bree,
right
how's
now.
the turnover?
Delicious.
And we're not talking about the stories or the GovGuam staffing pattern. This is a literal turnover.
Tony from the Hotnu dropped off Manha turnovers. This is the item. It's really popular in the south. I don't know where you get it uptown, but thank you so much, man. You dropped the whole.
This is my first time trying.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's really made it for a while, at least like at the store. So how's it?
It's really good. And it's not too sweet.
Yeah. Oh, it's not?
No, it's not.
How's
And
the
packed
crust?
with the manha inside.
Can you open one up for us? Sorry.
Okay.
Joe, sir, can you get that? Because I want to see. Oh.
I'm putting it all over. It's
okay.
flaky.
It's flaky, yeah. Ooh,
Can you get
look at that. Yeah, I can see that. Look at that. That's full up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's nice and full.
That is stuff to the rim
I
with.
don't want to waste it, so I guess I have
I
to
guess
eat
you.
it.
I guess you have to eat it now, Bree. I mean, they're starving kids. 7:13. It's Wednesday. Our Lady, blessed day here, Santa Maria Carmelita. Of course, as Jason shared, she's already underway here this morning at 7:13. We've got to take a break, but we're coming back with more of the link here, guys. Good morning. We're also doing our contest this morning, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we are. Yes. Okay, good. There's no day off for the Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Are we giving it away now?
No. Can we? Well, let's take a break first. Hold on. You eat your turnover.
No.
Is it right? Okay. It's 7:14. So maybe Bree, since you're so ready, why don't you tell them a little bit more about the contest? You said you're so ready.
Well, all you have to do is give us a call and tell us who you can count on. And I can always count on Chris to put me on the spot.
With a mouthful of food.
Mhm.
Why I'm here.
Having just come back from the field.
Really, it's just as simple as that. You just give us a call, tell us who you can count on, share your story on how you counted on this person, and you win prizes. And today, I believe we are giving away 2 prizes today. The first one is a Roots Hills Grill House gift certificate for $35, and that
Ooh.
place is amazing if you have not
Steak.
been there yet.
Yeah, get the steak.
And something everybody needs, gas cards.
Oh, yeah.
So we're giving away a $25 gas card. The number to call is 671-637-0094.
Okay, call now, guys. And all you got to do is tell us who you count on in your life and why. Let's go to the phones, shall we? Yes, let's, please. 7:15. Good morning, by the way, guys. Welcome to the link.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good, sir.
Can you turn down your radio, ma'am? I know we sound good loud.
Okay. I count on Bertha Santos.
Hi, Bertha Santos.
My name is Karen. I count on her because she takes care of me every day.
You count on Bertha?
Yeah, she's my sister and caregiver.
So tell us some of the things she's done for you.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm bedridden, so she takes care of me every day.
Oh, that's really nice. Where are you from?
I'm from Dedadu. Lilazan. Again, Lilazan.
Oh, Sagin Linazan.
Oh, yeah. And so you said your sister Bertha is who you count on in your life because she's your caregiver. Do you have a medical condition, ma'am?
Yes.
What is it, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, like I said, I'm bedridden.
Sorry, I missed that part.
But I'm good. She just takes care of me. She even left. She left the room because she don't want to hear it.
Oh.
I just called, and I just called, but I thought someone will be the one to talk to you.
No, we want to hear it straight from you, ma'am. So you sound a little emotional there.
Well, I don't want everyone to hear it's me.
Well, I think that we want everyone to hear it's you, and we want them all to hear why you count on your sister Bertha.
And why Bertha's such a great person.
Give us a typical day, like the things that she does for you.
Okay. Like I said, I'm bedridden. I medically retired in 2012. And she just takes care of me every day. And, she makes me bath, cleans me up. And that's like all through the day, 7 days a week.
That's amazing. My mom's a caregiver, so I know what it takes, especially caring for someone who's bedridden. I mean, she's got to flip you around and take care of you and make sure you don't get the bed sores. I mean, it's a huge commitment, and it takes a lot. And so we're glad that you shared how much you count on Bertha.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've had the...
Chris, I know your mom.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank
met
you.
your mom.
Thank you. So when you thank...
Even met you.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. There you go.
I met you when we were going around the island with the tourist bus.
Oh, very nice. What year was that, ma'am?
That was in 2004.
Oh, yeah. I think I was probably like 12 years old then.
For Sylvester Chaco rented two tourist bus because he's leaving island for a job at Phoenix, Arizona. He's still there.
Wow. Well, small island, ma'am.
Yes.
So I know that you probably tried to tell Bertha thank you before, right? Because you count on her. But what does she say when you say, "Hey, sis, thank you so much for everything you do"?
She thinks we're weak because we're always fighting every day. But I wouldn't survive without her. I depend on other siblings, but she's with me 24 hours.
That's so sweet to hear, ma'am. Well, congratulations. I think we have a winner, guys.
Yeah, that is someone you can really count on.
Yeah, what do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
So we have for you, maybe Bertha can go out for a nice dinner, treat herself to Roots Grill Steakhouse, and also we've got $25 in gift certificates from Shell gas station, okay?
Chris, Sabrina, and Jason, and Joseph, we listen to you every day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Masi.
I'm sorry if Jason gives you a headache. I hope you're okay.
Okay. No,
but Joser's waving at you. He doesn't talk, but he's waving at you right now.
Yes, thank you.
Don't hang up, okay?
Yeah, we got to get your info.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, hold on, hang on. Hold on. Ah,
Oh, that's so sweet.
that is. Especially when she was saying, like, we argue because they're sisters, you know what I mean? Right?
So, yeah, and we still have another prize to give away a little bit later in our show. But just as a reminder, if you don't get on the line or you don't win when you call,
That's
you can
it, right?
still,
You're out of luck if you don't get on the line? Oh,
you
no
can
way.
still go and register for the grand prizes at calvos.com. And the grand prizes are really grand.
Yeah, they are.
So like, the first grand prize is a family staycation for the person you count on.
Wow.
That's 2 nights stay for a family of 4 at the Lotte Hotel Guam.
Dude.
Meals are included, dinner and check-in day, breakfast, lunch and dinner on the following day, and breakfast on checkout day. And the person who nominated the winner also wins $300 worth of Lone Star gift certificates. So that's grand prize 1.
Yeah.
Grand prize 2
What?
is $1,000 pay less shopping spree for the person you can count on. Now the winner has to complete the shopping spree at Payless Supermarket within 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's $1,000 worth of stuff.
I actually went to Payless, and even though I'm not even qualified, I couldn't help it. I just went there to get a few things, but it ended up turning into a long trip to Mighty Payless because I was pretending. That's what I was doing. If you guys saw me at Mighty Payless, I was pretending. I was fantasizing. Maybe that's not the right word.
Sophie was like zipping through the
I was
aisles.
just like looking, okay, I would go here, and I would go there, and okay, this is what I do.
Now, see, I went to Dedido Payless this past weekend, like at 6 in the morning, and because nobody was there, so I was training. And I was like, if I was to win, I started my Fitbit, okay, counter and go, and I ran it for 180 seconds and saw. Again, my thing is you go in a straight line. You don't hang a UE, you don't double back and everything like that. You maximize your time. And I was like, how much could I actually get done in 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Jason, I don't know when he's ever been. Have you been in a grocery store recently?
I have.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how many Hot Pockets equals $1,000?
The Hot Pockets and the tater tots. That's quite a lot.
And the bagel bites.
Yeah.
And tater tots.
Bagel bites, corn dogs.
That's it.
Beans and Franks.
Beans and Franks.
Yeah.
Yep. 722. Yeah. So we're gonna do this giveaway again coming up on the
Healthy
show.
granola.
And that was grand prize 2 and 3. So there's 2 $1,000 giveaways. And so for the person that does the nominating, you also win $250 worth of Payless gift certificates and $250 worth of Shell gas.
I'm telling you guys though, the way to go, especially if it's at Mighty Payless. I'm gonna check all the other Paylesses for you guys, but Mighty Payless, hit that what do you call it, sir? The fancy meat. The fancy meat. It's like the Black Angus, Triple H, whatever, dry stuff. They have a fancy freezer. Go there, get all that, and then hit the frozen section and get you some lobster. Huh? Dude, right? Just drain out of yeah, 722. Sorry, I'm going to take a break, but I'm still going to be fantasizing about this shopping spree during the break.
It's calvos.com.
Okay.
And we are going to show you as Santa Maria and Camelin is making her pilgrimage around the island.
Yes. Viva Santa Maria Camelin.
Viva!
Come on, guys. Viva Santa Maria Camelin.
Viva!
And remember, Jay, if you have your white handkerchief.
Yeah, and Tony was saying that you can do a white handkerchief. You can sing songs. You can sing songs in traditional Chamorro. You can say prayers. And he said basically as long as what you're doing to celebrate our Blessed Mother's message, which is love and unity, like it's all good.
Amen.
And right now she should be making her way to Sumai Naval Station.
Right. Okay. 724 guys. I mean, if you have pics or whatever, you see Our Lady out there, slide into our DMs. Hey. With your pictures, okay? And we'll share them with the audience. It's 7:23, Wednesday, December 8th. We're back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM, on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
Get ready to run or ride to 22 with the Miles Challenge. Join the challenge from now till January 31st to rack up those miles on foot or by cycling. Runners can choose from 100, 200, and 300 miles. Cyclists 300, 600, and 900 miles. Go to mileschallenge.com to select your challenge and register today. The Run and Ride to 22 Challenge is brought to you by Uproar, Trench Challenge, Kill Cliff, and KUAM Communications. Donation proceeds to benefit the EMC Cancer Foundation. Guam is good.
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Marianas Irrigation and Landscape and Docomo Pacific.
The Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tamoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam. Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Maglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
With Chris and Sabrina at 637-0094 on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Good morning. Yeah, we were watching that. Was that a GDOE thing, Bree?
No, it was a legislature thing.
Oh, legislature. It was a hearing.
It was a roundtable discussion. Guam Department of Education, Department of Administration. They invited public health in. They were talking about the rules and regulations, the governor's executive order mandating vaccinations. They wanted to know about the exemptions. I guess there's a holdup with the religious exemptions, and I guess there was a teacher, I believe, who had applied for the religious exemption.
Yeah.
And then there was all this confusion that, I turned it in, and public health said they didn't have it.
Yeah. We are hearing, though, that, right, we have heard that there are delays with the granting of exemptions, whether they be religious or medical.
No, the religious one is the one that's kind of, from what I understand, one of the last stories.
That's so interesting to me, because I mean, if you believe what you believe, right? I mean, how would they deny that or even question it, I guess?
Remember when Attorney Mike Pangilinan with SHRM, the Society for Human Resources Management,
we anticipated this. We had Attorney Michael Pangilinan, the Society of Human Resource Managers Guam chapter. He came on and he talked about religious exemptions for the vaccine mandate, and his line of thinking was that if you say that you don't want to take the vaccine for religious reasons, that they're supposed to just leave it at that and not ask you, what kind of religious reasons?
But he also said that what they were worried about too was people just coming up with religions. I subscribe to the Church of Malfunction or something.
What's wrong with that?
And so
sounds like cool church.
Yeah. So anyway, Annette again from Public Health, she couldn't give specific answers other than to say that it's still under legal review by the AG and also I believe she said the Governor's Legal Counsel.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, the teacher that was speaking last night was like, well, what are we supposed to do in the interim? Like, if I wanted to go to, I think he brought up a scenario, like at a restaurant or something. And I'm still waiting on my exemption approval.
What is it now? So if you're unvaccinated, you have to eat
outside
after you wash the dishes of the vaccinated people?
Yeah. So this is for the weekly testing exemption.
Yeah, and so obviously with the vaccine mandate in effect, if you're a government employee or even in any of those covered private sector businesses, if you don't take the jab, then you have to submit to the weekly swab, right? Which doesn't make any sense because you could get a weekly swab today, go out tonight and get COVID and spread it tomorrow. That's weird, the science, so-called science.
The teacher was also pointing out, like, well, you have students that are unvaccinated that are in class. So
That's
what's
what I
the
mean.
difference
It's
if I was a teacher and I was teaching?
Yeah. It's confusing, and that's why people are skeptical about it. Because I mean, even to the most rational person, like I believe in this stuff, dude. I'm boosted. I have the vaccine running through my veins. I do. I'm juicing.
And apparently some caffeine, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've got it in me. It is in me. It is altering my DNA. I will become an Anunnaki in 5 years. But it's in me. I believe in it. But I can also see why you guys are skeptical because you're right. Who believes the government? They lie all the time. You know what I mean? They do. It's true. So they brought it on themselves.
He did bring up some valid points, especially when he was talking about the children that in high school that are mixed with the unvaccinated kids, and yet he's unvaccinated, and yet he can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Go to school.
Totally.
And
Doesn't
teach.
make sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. But it is what it is.
Yeah. And also, this wasn't a mandate that GDOE themselves imposed.
Yeah, this is like the governor saying, "This is what I want. Deal with it. Deal with it, everybody. Deal with it. I don't care. That's what I want. Crystal, that's what I want." That's what it is, basically. How it was. 7:37. I may have paraphrased just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a smidgen. Jay, where's Santa Maria Cumberland now?
She should be making her way down. She probably turning around right now and in Sumai. I know the folks at Adelup are anxiously anticipating her. They had like a little ceremony down there that I was keeping an eye on. Therese Ariola, who is of course the executive director of the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, got up and she was saying some words. She herself is a woman of faith and was giving some messages to, it looks like quite a lot of people from the executive branch have gathered there.
I'm glad they don't hold a grudge, though, because the church, remember when we couldn't go to church? Remember that? Right? I mean, if some people, if they were Santa Maria Cumberland, they would just turn right at Adelup, be like, "Oh, sorry, going up Snake Road. Remember what you did last year? You're no friend of mine."
So the live stream for the pilgrimage not up yet. There's a live stream right now of mass down at Cathedral, and they're finishing up the novena.
Oh no, you didn't want us to go to church, huh? Now you want to kiss up? Oh yes, this photo's for the election. Turn right. Snake Road, how you doing? How you doing, Snake Road? Anyway, good morning, guys. I'm gonna take a break here, and we're gonna come back with more of this show here.
You sure you want to go on a break?
I got more. There's more. No, I'm just saying that, from this hearing to just everything, there's just so much hypocrisy nowadays. It's making people crazy. It is.
Yeah, that parent though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good example. Yeah, he's so
science.
Yeah, and the parent, because we played this clip from we have time, maybe we'll play it again. But he was like very upset, right? And I think a lot of people are just generally very upset. And because they're in that state of mind, they're grasping at things and believing in things that they read that may not necessarily be true, or that they hear from other people. And people are just mad. They're mad about life. Rightfully so. It's a crazy time to be alive. 7:39, quick break. We're back with more Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITN, and Jack in the Box. It's The Link. Good morning.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Haagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Brought to you by King's Restaurant, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
We know you're tired of hearing about COVID-19. Some of you are probably wondering whether this is ever going to end. However long it takes, we all have to do our part, including our children, to hold the line. You can protect yourself and your family by getting vaccinated.
And if you're already vaccinated, don't let your guard down because you can still give and get COVID-19. And if you're not vaccinated, remember that if you catch the virus, you could suffer more severe complications. At the end of the day, it's the choices we make to protect ourselves, our families, and our community that will control the spread.
We know it sounds repetitive at this point, but again, wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear your mask.
Together, we have to hold the line.
Day. My name is Michelle Kennedy Perez here at GTA. I'm the Community Relations Manager. This Giving Tuesday, up until the end of the year, we are supporting 5 local nonprofit organizations to include Erica's House, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Special Olympics, Guam Animals in Need, and Rainbows for All Children. Donate $5 and GT will match it this year. Also get a chance to win an iPhone 13 on us every single week. Visit our stores for more information, and happy Giving Tuesday, everybody!
Looking for TV schedules, upcoming sports, or special presentations, or what you may have missed over the busy week you had? Well, look no further than KUAM Digital Digest. This weekly emailed newsletter puts all kinds of information in the hands of subscribers each and every week. Just subscribe and we will make sure you keep up with your favorites and stay informed and entertained throughout it all. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab, give us your email address, and you are all set. Brought to you in digital partnership with King's Restaurant and Ruby Tuesday Guam. It's the KUAM Digital Digest, your weekly guide to the latest information and best entertainment on the stations and platforms of KUAM.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care. Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during The Link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss the link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
The Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tsumoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage, with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapaco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla!
Listen, watch, and learn from the daily Chamorro news updates from KUAM News. Catch them on The Link during the 8 o'clock hour, streaming online on Isla Radio, or on the KUAM News YouTube channel for your convenience. Tune in and stay informed, all while preserving our precious culture through the daily use of our native Chamorro language. Chamorro news updates are brought to you by your familia at First Hawaiian Bank.
Breeze 93.9 FM.
There you go. Come on, there you go. It's Christmas in the islands. You hear the people say, it's Christmas in the islands, the old Chamorro way. They serve Bonello's dogu in just the same old way. It's fine and good, it's good money. Christmas programs and decorate the trees. They sit around and listen to Grandpa's Christmas stories. It's jungle bells and coconut shells.
Viva Santa Maria Comelin.
Viva!
Our boy Glenn Lujan here. Santa Maria Comelin is so much a part of our faith and culture. Amen. Who remembers when the holiday was canceled? We had that bad typhoon. Yes.
Yep. That was actually on. That was 2002 on Camelin Day, right?
Yeah.
That was 2002.
Which
specifically on
was it?
2002?
Pong Songwa?
Pong Song. That was Super Typhoon Pong Songwa.
Wow. 7:48 Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the box. Good morning.
Okay, quick reminder before we get to the rest of this morning's the agenda at hand, as it were. If you want to get vaccinated today, because today is a religious holiday, Chris, are Catholic and public schools all out of school?
Yes, Jay, I just talked to my boy Channing. Public school is out of...
Okay, so Catholic schools don't have school today. Public schools don't have school today. Also, the vaccination clinics that would normally happen at the Tizen site at the Old Carnival, as well as up here in Dedido, the testing sites, pardon me. They will not run today because of the Santa Maria and Camelin holiday, but UOG remains open, so if you need to get your shot or you want to avail of the vaccine for you and your family, and we highly encourage you to do so, make your appointment, tinyurl.com/VAXGuam, tinyurl.com/VaxGuam. You can go to the Calvo Fieldhouse and get the vaccine, but Tizen and Dedido not operating today.
Elizabeth Agagi, our friend over in Eva Beach, Hawaii, comments in. There's a ceremony at Pearl Harbor this morning as well. Yep. Yes, Tony Mantanotnia. Enjoy the mana turnover. Biba.
Thank you.
You know, thank you, Elizabeth, for pointing out, because yes, today was the day when Pearl Harbor was bombed. The USS Arizona, of course, a part of the Oahu experience everybody needs to visit as Americans. And as I mentioned earlier, this is also the day that John Lennon was assassinated, and more recent history, this was also the day that Daryl Abbott of Pantera was killed on stage while he
Dimebag Daryl?
Yeah, Dimebag.
Wow.
And it's crazy. All of this, and
You
and-
get points for that from
and-
all the metalheads. You brought up Dimebag Darrell. Even my boy was like, dude, you ever heard of Dimebag Darrell? I was like, yeah, of course.
But, and as Glenn pointed out, this is also the day in 2002 when Super Typhoon Bong Song-Hwa happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, December 8th.
And it's also Father Paul Guffigan's birthday.
That's right.
It's 7:49. Good morning, everyone here in our comment stream.
Okay, and on the Agana Cathedral Basilica's page right now, Mass is still going on. They are
Yeah.
saying the novena for the 9th day right now.
This is a long one.
Yeah, it's been going on for about more than 2 hours.
Yep. Glenn comments, Santa Maria Comelin is being gangster and she's doing her drive-by. Oh, Dodea has school today, of course.
Oh, today has probably the Christian schools have school as well, right?
Yeah, I would probably, maybe.
Yeah. Well, because I know the St. John's, my mom has school. I'm assuming that, like Harvest and
Right.
St. Paul.
Coming up, we're going to do our Count on Us for Life giveaway with Calvo's Insurance. Actually, Bertha Santos, right? Bertha Santos?
Mm-hmm.
We lost your sister, so if you could call back, or your sister, if she's listening here, I know she's not going anywhere. She's bedridden. She loves the show. She shouted out Joe, Sir, Sabrina, Jason, and I. Thank you so much. And she really had so many kind words for her sister Bertha, who is a caregiver.
And your
for
prize
her.
will not expire. This is absolutely yours.
Right.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, in case you missed it, there's a saying. I don't know if you guys heard, miss a link, miss a lot, right? And so this morning we
I
actually
heard that somewhere before.
Yeah, it has a certain ring to it. This morning we actually started the show with breaking news, Bree.
A man, there was a structure fire along San Miguel Street in Totu just before 5:30 this morning. We were on scene. There were medics, the fire trucks, the police department. The roads were blocked off. I believe they shut off power because Guam Power Authority was there. An adult man was transported to Naval Hospital in Agana Heights, and they were conducting CPR during the transport. So we are waiting for more information on the condition of the patient that was transported. It is under investigation. There's no word on what caused the fire, but of course our prayers to the family and to anyone that was connected to this individual certainly goes out to you. Once we get more information, we'll
Right,
pass it along.
of course. You were on the scene this morning, Bree, but you couldn't get too close, right? Because they'd already cordoned off the area.
Yeah, and it was actually further inside where I was at, so I kind of walked around to the other side into the apartment complex. I checked with the residents there and asked, sorry if I go. And so all I could see was the medics were and the fire trucks were further inside.
Yeah.
Past where I was at. But
San
this
Miguel?
is San Miguel. This
So
is
we're-
the road leading to Harvest Christian.
So this is the
Academy?
turn before the
mobile,
McDonald's?
yeah, the mobile
Okay,
McDonald's.
Right. And it's so it's right
The
along
turn.
that road?
Yeah.
So you pass Kena Court on the left?
I'm not sure what, but it's
Yeah.
it's definitely before you get to Harvest Christian Academy. The
Right.
roads were blocked off, so I don't visit that area a whole lot. But
Yeah,
that was,
yeah. Yeah,
I just know it's the McDonald's mobile.
Of course.
That road.
Yeah. So
And you just go a little bit and you can't miss it. I mean, you'll see all the cars that you can't go through.
was there still a lot of smoke?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was at 5:30, or when I got there about 6:20.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 7:54, Wednesday, December 8th here on The Link. We're brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITN, and Jack in the Box. We're actually going to take a quick break, and we're coming back with more of the show. And your chance to win our Cabos Insurance Count on Us for Life contest. Jay, we got another great prize package this morning, right, my friend?
We do. We are giving away a gift certificate to Ture Cafe. Wonderful, nice establishment right there on the bay in East Agana, and then a $25 gift certificate to Shell. So if you need some fuel to get down there and everything, like enjoy the view, enjoy the ambiance, and enjoy the coffee. Yeah, good coffee down there.
Right on. 7:54. Yeah, so your chance to win is coming up, We're going to jump on the stream. We had a comment here. Where can we watch Santa Maria Comelin? They have not started their stream yet, Jay?
Yeah, there's if you go to facebook.com/Agania Cathedral, that's normally that's the feed that does the live stream. They're still live streaming right now because they've got
Mass.
they've got the Mass and the Novena is being said right now.
And then also there's a live stream going on with on the governor's Facebook page, but they were just kind of like killing time.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, they had Teresa Areola got up, said some words, and Lieutenant Governor Josh Nero got up and said some stuff.
And then they had like Rebecca Respicio singing a song, right?
She's still singing right now. And so she's got her phone and she's Googling.
I'd be like, okay, who's a singer around here, guys? Come on. Rebecca, get over here. Get over here. I don't care if you don't know the words. Google it.
Well, we know in the in the executive branch in particular, they've got like a few professional
Yeah, there's a few pros there.
Yeah.
So. Well, we can sing too if you guys want to sing.
Sing a Christmas carol.
Yeah, okay. It's 7:56. We're gonna do this commercial break. But go ahead and call now.
La 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 la. Where's the live stream?
671-637-0094. We'll go ahead and do our Cobbles Insurance giveaway now. We'll look for a winner during the break. Again, it's 671-637-0094. Call in and tell us who you count on in your life and why, and you will win. It's so easy right here on the link. Good morning.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
All right, things are moving pretty quick. We're actually going to jump over to the Archdiocese of Agutnia Facebook page and carry their stream in just a moment. But first,
So apparently working a tad bit on tomorrow time here. They're a
Well,
little
it's
bit
only-
behind schedule, but
it's only fitting.
Yeah, but our Blessed Mother is on her way.
she's Gaia Gitalin. It's 7:59. Let's go ahead and get a winner here. Cobbles Insurance counting on us for life. Giveaway. Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Hey, Chris, this is Dan. I called earlier, but I guess you had a winner.
Yeah, well,
But-
guess what? We have a winner again, and it's
Yeah.
you. So all you got to do is tell
I
us.
had to disconnect because Santa Maria Company was in Naval Base. So I had to run out.
Oh, that's
Pay my
great.
respect. So I'm going to send you an upload on that.
Please do, yeah. So we're doing our Cobbles Insurance Counting Us for Life promo. All we need from you, Dan,
Okay.
is we need for you to share with us and our audience who you
Yeah.
'count on in your life.
Okay, the
And
one
why?
person that I can count very much is my wife, Anita. She's always been there for my, entire life. She's always helping me with things we're down.
Yeah.
On the negative side. Sorry if I get a little bit emotional.
No, please do cry. We like it.
been over 30 years together. And in the last 6 years, my father and my brother was both disabled, so we were caregivers for them. And we were struggling for the past 7 years, mentally and emotionally, arguing all the time, with no outside family support, no little family support. We had to juggle with work and with just our own family itself. It was hard. And I know how the other caller called in, and I know what she went through with her sister. It's like day and night, just nonstop caregiving for someone you love. And my wife is always there to help me out, supporting me all the way. It came to a point where she had fed up enough already, and she wanted to just go her separate ways. But I begged her not to, because I really needed her, right? The most important things in my life at that point. Sorry, but I'm sorry I'm feeling this way.
Okay.
You should feel this way, Dan. I mean, you're human, right?
She's always there to help me no matter what.
What's her name again?
Anita.
Anita.
She's the love of my life. She really supported me with my father's need and my brother. There's never no time for us to even spend time alone, our own quality time with my own family. Likewise, my son, I'm kind of like, he sacrificed to even help us out with things around the house or even any odds and ends. But just until 2019, my father had passed away, and the following year, my brother had passed also. Dealing with a patient and you're caring for who's dementia is not easy, and I feel for all the rest of the family out there who's going through the same. Especially when you're taking them to dialysis 3 times a week, trying to juggle your permanent job and your own permanent life. My wife is always there to even pick up the pieces and help me out, and there's not once she ever had spent time for herself or even with me. It was just so hard. It's not good to say, but, I guess the Lord had taken my father and my brother away, I guess, to lift up our shoulder. Now, we can continue our life together as a family and kind of like build more quality time, family time with her and my son. Things are working out now at 100%. It's the way it's supposed to be. That's what I have to say.
Well, Dan, they say the Lord works in mysterious ways, and maybe it was having that time to take care of your father and your brother that really showed you what kind of woman your wife was. And now that they're gone, maybe the Lord has put this task on your plate for you to appreciate your wife, Anita.
Chris, the only thing I can say is I've heard stories from other family. Either one of the spouse would just part away. They just don't want to deal with it. But my wife, she was able to stick with it and really supported me a lot. And I never thank her. I mean, she's, like I said, I would always love her to death do us part. That's what we say in marriage.
Well, Dan, I think it's appropriate your wife's name is Anita, because I think a lot of men listening to this program right now are saying to themselves, I need a wife like that.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you so much for sharing your story. This is a story a lot of people can relate to, because our island, many of our people are very sick, and many of us don't have the money to hire a caregiver, so it ends up falling on the family. But at the same time, the reality is you had to take care of your father, your brother. Many people have to take care of their loved ones and still go to work and earn the money to keep the power on, to keep the roof over the head. It's a tremendous struggle, and it's a story that a lot of people know too well. I mean, I'm very fortunate, right, that I haven't had that, knock on my wood, but a lot of people aren't so lucky, Dan.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, Dan, we need you to hold on the line.
Yeah.
Your wife and yourself won gift certificates to Touré Cafe and gas card. But we do advise you to go to Cavils.com because we have grand prizes on there that they're offering, and we're talking about, hotel stay for a family of 4. This would be nice if you guys, won to spend some quality time together, right?
Yeah.
Just a little getaway.
Yep. Go to Touré. They got this outside seating. You can sit outside of, unless it's hot. If you sit in the aircon too. But you sit out there, you play footsies with the wife, you let her feel your call just a little bit,
That'll be the best quality time I would have for Ferdinand.
Well, man, Dan, you just made us smile here at the end. So hold on, Kay, we'll get your info.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dan.
All right, stay tuned.
That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We're going to switch over to KUAM TV. Dan, please hold on.
Yeah, we sure are. It's 8:06 on the Breeze side here on the Santa Maria Commonland holiday. We are KUAM FM, Agatni Guam, KUAM TV. Fix yourself. Here we come. Good morning, Guam. All right, good morning, KUAM TV. It's Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, ITN, and Jack in the Box. Proud to present this episode of The Link, and it is Santa Maria Commonland holiday. We're going to go ahead and jump over to the stream for the Archdiocese of Agatnia,
We got this running right now, and very, I guess, appropriately so. Our Blessed Mother did make her way down to Naval Station. She turned away, and you could see parishioners, villagers throughout PD, Assen, as she made her way through. And as we join her, she's now entering the governor's complex right there. And remember, Tony Diaz with the Archdiocese said, today is about love and about unity. And you know how much Adelup loves us, so she's making her way into Adelup. There is a sizable collection of members of the executive branch who have gathered there. You can see there right now. You're looking live if you're just joining us on KUAM TV of many of the parishioners at the governor's complex waving the handkerchiefs symbolizing the Immaculate Blessed Virgin Mary.
Jay, was there a determination made in lieu of handkerchiefs, or will wipes do?
Tony said, if you do, there you go, wipes up, guys. But again, Tony said, if you want to do the traditional showing, waving the handkerchiefs, with respect and with love and with deference to Santa Maria Commonland as she makes her way through your village, you can do that. He also said you're more than welcome to sing songs, to offer prayers, to say the Holy Rosary. But they are making that turn. And beautiful camera work, by the way, by our friend Jacob and his team down there at the Archdiocese. And you can see there are many of the, those certainly aren't handkerchiefs. Those are either full-on towels or shirts. And having covered the administration as
Saw
much
some flowers too.
Yeah, as much as we normally do, we can see many members of the executive branch there as she is making her way towards what do they call that one part? The
breezeway.
Yeah, the breezeway. Thank you. We saw earlier Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio was there offering some thoughts, and again, such a huge day. And last year, this was a very unique and admittedly unorthodox
There's
way.
Lieutenant Governor.
There you go, an unorthodox way to celebrate our island's patroness. But a lot of people have said, this is incredible. Oh, there, and you see, as you said, Chris, several people going up and actually giving flowers out of respect and love to the that looks like a
truck.
Looks like
Ford Ranger.
Our gathering limits out the window is what
Yeah.
it looks like. But it's for Santa Maria Commonland, I guess.
So you can see the schedule.
Yeah.
Quite the crowd there.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
Anyway. Jay, the schedule, how on time are they if they're at Adelup now?
They are actually somewhat behind. Let me see real quick.
7:55 is supposed to be Adelup.
Yeah, so it's about 8:10, give or take a few seconds.
She arrives precisely when she means to.
Yeah, and remember Tony was saying earlier in last year's pilgrimage, the Blessed Mother returned back to Cathedral about 3:45, but they said just based on, they had to slow down during some of the villages and everything, and seeing how the parishioners came out, they're actually planning on having her back at Cathedral at 5:45, and then another festal mass will be held at 6 p.m. tonight. That's the one that just wrapped up maybe about 10 minutes prior. But just there, I mean, it's obviously
Jay, a lot of people are planning their whole day around when is she going to pass by, and let's go out and make sure that we see her. So, I mean,
you're also advised don't follow, this is in a motorcade.
Yes. And Tony was emphasizing that too. And there is going to be a police escort. So if you happen to see, this, it's a white, and again, I believe it's a Ford Ranger.
And we'll be jumping back on in that stream in a little bit. It's 8:10 now, Wednesday, December 8th. Let's go ahead and get into our 8 o'clock newscast here, which is brought to you by Pacific Points with the very latest from the KUAM News team. Good morning, Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
Hafaday, good morning. As reported during our newscast earlier, the Guam Fire Department responded to a report of a structure fire along San Miguel Street in Tortu. An adult man was transported to Naval Hospital with CPR en route. There is no word on the cause of the fire or the condition of the patient at this time. The Joint Information Center, in the meantime, reports the island's 267th COVID-19 related fatality. The patient was an 85-year-old unvaccinated woman. She tested positive on November 29th. Her death occurred at the Guam Regional Medical City on December 1st. 8 people now hospitalized for COVID. Only 1 patient is receiving ICU level of care. Out of the 8 hospitalizations, 4 are vaccinated, 4 unvaccinated. Public Health reports an additional 13 new positive cases out of 1,118 tests performed on the 6th. 4 cases were identified through contact tracing. 1 case was reported recent travel history and was identified in quarantine. To date, there have been a total of 19,283 officially reported cases. Again, 267 deaths. 275 cases are in isolation, and 18,741 have recovered. The CAR score is 0.9. As of December 6th, the total of 126,497 of Guam's eligible population, that's residents 5 years and older, are fully vaccinated. This total includes 12,052 residents between the ages of 12 to 17. 3,540 residents, that's 5 to 11 years old, have received their first dose of Pfizer, while only 745 children between 5 to 11 have completed their 2-dose series of Pfizer. 29,777 booster shots have been administered to eligible residents. In observance of Santa Maria and Kamalan, there will be no COVID-19 community testing today at the Old Carnival Grounds in Tidzin or at the Northern Region Community Health Center. COVID-19 vaccination clinics at the Northern Region Community Health Center and Southern Region Community Health Center also closed. However, the vaccination clinic at the University of Guam Fieldhouse will remain open today. So anything with public health, any of their community health centers, the Tidzin Carnival Grounds, don't go. They're not working today. There was emotional testimony last night as Committee Chair on Education, Senator Talina Nelson, held a roundtable discussion with GDOE officials, public health and DOA. At issue, personnel rules and regulations, vaccination requirements and standard operating procedures, and weekly COVID-19 testing. The governor, via an executive order, had mandated that all GovGuam employees be vaccinated and, if not, must submit to weekly testing. As reported, education stakeholders, to include teachers and parents, signed a letter expressing concerns about the governor's mandate and sent it to GDOE, GEB, as well as senators, but not the governor. During the roundtable, several questions were raised regarding the status of religious exemptions. Public Health said it continues to be under review. Additionally, a parent spoke during the roundtable wanting the science behind all of the decisions and mandates that have been made.
Hello there. Sammy is my name. I'm not a teacher. I'm a parent. I got 4 children in the system.
What is your name?
My name is Sammy Ahn, AEHN.
Okay.
I've got 4 children. I know. I just have a simple question.
Can you turn your camera on, please?
Okay. Well. Okay. 1 second.
Thank you.
You see me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So there's so much on my mind. I'd like to. I mean, I can hijack literally an hour, but I have one simple question, which I've been posing everybody for the last 6 months. PCR, the CT cycle threshold. Does anybody know the CT's cycle threshold number that you have been using for all your PCR testing for Guam for the last 18 months? Does anybody know? Senators?
Mr.
Can you
Chima,
do like
can you?
a FOIA
Mr.
request?
Mr. Young, yes, I know. For every PCR test you do, your positivity is actually by the CT threshold. So that is what the machine actually prints out. So for every test result, it is printed out. So it is part of the process. Thank you.
You're not answering my question, sir. I asked every jurisdiction, for every test being tested, being administered on 7 billion people around the globe today is set at individually different based on the district that you're in. For example, in Korea, they set it at 35. Certain tests are set at 32. Certain tests are set at 45. So what is it for Guam? Because I'll tell you why. This is the critical point in our discussion that could actually eliminate all this mess. Because if it is set at such a high level that cannot distinguish false positives from real cases, then what are we doing? What are we actually doing with our children for the last 18 months? You tell me right now.
Can I ask you, excuse me, sir, can I ask you?
Tell me the number.
Can I ask you your background?
No, you do not ask.
I want to ask you your background. Thank you. I want to ask you your background. Thank you.
As required by law, Acting Governor Josh Tenorio submitted to the legislature yesterday the administration's implementation plan and accompanying legislation for the payment of locally adjudicated World War II claims. The new local war claims program was established to accommodate hundreds of war survivors who missed out the first time around. The local law also established an adjudication committee to review the claims. According to the implementation plan, the committee will have an office at the Guam Museum. The plan also calls for a $10 million appropriation from the general fund to the Department of Administration to pay certified claims. The acting governor stated last night, as we prepare to celebrate the island's patron saint and protectress, Santa Maria Kamlin, we must also take time to recognize the historical significance of December 8th. On this day, 80 years ago, island Catholics were gathered in Mass when news spread of bombings that marked the start of the 3-year Japanese occupation. With the transmittal of the Guam World War II Reconciliation Act of 2021 implementation plan, Governor Leon Guerrero and I commit to working together with the Guam legislature for our greatest generation and to provide reparations to potentially hundreds of additional claimants who would not have otherwise received them. With more news now, here is Hannah Devonto.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa-day and good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Devonzo with your headlines here on The Link. The team from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is now in its final stages of their dead on arrival investigation. Daniel Perez reports.
The CDC team on island has been working closely with Public Health's territorial epidemiologist, Dr. Ann Pobutsky, to determine the cause of the island's DOA cases. Public Health PIO, Janella Carrera.
They were, of course, looking at all of our cases, not just the dead on arrival cases, but all the incidence rates, comorbidity data. They were looking at a lot of the underlying health conditions within our population, conducting interviews with the families where the dead on arrival cases were happening.
In order for the CDC team to get a better understanding of the high DOA rate,
they had meetings with the hospitals, of course, and then also meetings with our laboratory, our public health laboratory. And then, of course, all the numbers that they were reviewing and then putting all of that together. So it's been a very busy, few weeks for them as they were here. And then, of course, now having to finalize all of the reports and putting it all together.
Carrera added that all the reports and data collected by the CDC team hasn't been finalized yet, but they are in their final stages of their investigation. Public Health has also put in a request to extend the stay of the CDC team. As for travel restrictions,
now our travel guidance, our quarantine protocol is still the same. It has not changed. However, we are reviewing it to see if any changes are necessary. And so if any changes are necessary or deemed necessary, of course, then, and if there is a need for it, then we will make those changes and announce them.
The current travel restrictions state that if you want to bypass quarantine, you must be fully vaccinated with either a WHO or FDA approved vaccine, or have a negative PCR test within 3 days of arrival, or an antigen test within 1 day of arrival. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Should gun silencers be legalized on Guam? A bill to allow for the licensing of firearm sound suppressors was moved to the voting file during sessions Monday, but not without vocal opposition. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The measure was introduced by Senator Tony Atta. Its purpose, he said, was to make training with firearms safer by reducing the sound of a gunshot by 15 to 30 decibels. He says for gun owners, every decibel counts.
When you're constantly out there in the firing range, even if you're wearing hearing protection, a reduced gunfire helps protect your hearing.
Atta says it's not true that silencers blunt the sound of a gunshot so you can't hear it. And he adds that it's also a myth that it enables criminals.
Based on reports from the U.S. Justice Department from 2011 to 2019, there are 1.3 million suppressors in circulation in the United States, with only 16 instances of criminal use since 2011.
But opposition came from Senators Talina Nelson and Speaker Therese Terlahi. Nelson brought up a recent viral video where a man was brandishing a rifle in an apparent dispute with neighbors.
I support the Second Amendment. I support the right to bear arms, but we need to do a better job at making proper safety measures before we move forward with this type of legislation. If someone has the will to pull out a firearm in a residential zone, pointing their firearm at other individuals within the residential area, then we have an issue here. If you're really truly out there for the sport and for the passion, you don't need a firearm suppressor, you just put on earplugs.
The loud and distinctive noise of a gunshot is important in protecting our community against gunshots. It's what alerts us to the realization that we may need to run, hide, or protect others. It is what alerts law enforcement.
Senator Sabina Perez attempted to amend the bill to restrict the use of silencers to law enforcement training, but it was voted down.
Once again, here we are trying to keep our law-abiding citizens from availing themselves of this hearing protection. Madam Speaker, I think what we fail to understand is that anyone with a criminal intent will do everything they can to circumvent law, and they will find a way to avail themselves of a suppressor.
The bill was moved to the third reading file for later voting. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
NMI Governor Ralph Torres taking to Facebook with his second video addressing allegations waged by a House committee investigating him. It's unclear if he'll give FaceTime, though, after he was subpoenaed to appear on Friday.
CNMI Governor Ralph Torres taking to Facebook with his second video in a series responding to the allegations by the House committee investigating him. This time he comments on several boating trips called into question. One trip in particular was to the Northern Islands with content creator Rob Arrington behind the YouTube channel Deer Meat for Dinner.
This is just an additional program that we brought up Deer Meat for Dinner up to the Northern Islands. Seriously, and to promote the Northern Islands. This is something for all of us to be proud of.
He says the government boats were used to provide safety.
Deer Meat for Dinner was not compensated and has not been compensated by the CNMI government. All he asked was to be brought up to the Northern Island. That's it. And we spent less than $70,000 to accommodate him, while he spent over $100,000 of his own money to bring his crew, his family, equipment, and so forth.
He says no federal programs took issue and the mayor of the Northern Island supported the trip. But what about trips alleged to be recreational to Manyagaha, Tinian, and Rota?
I have not once ever used any federal funding vessel, DPS vessel, for any recreation purposes. I've never fished on them. Absolutely no party boats, Gary, and it is protection for the family.
He says he's never asked for boating safety for protection, but when he does take his personal boat off island or for fishing, they're there in case of an emergency. But what about his family?
The Sinamay law provides safety for my family. Using the boat is for safety reasons.
Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News on Saipan.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM's News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more. This update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
We now head over to the Sinamay, where our regional correspondent, Tomas Manglotnya, is standing by live in the Zoom room. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Bree, Chris, Jace, and Joe, sir. Today also the Sinamay joins in the celebration of the Feast of the Immaculate Conception and also marks Sinamay Constitution Day. The Sinamay governor saying that over 4 decades ago, 39 leaders convened to develop the foundation of our government, beginning with the words of our preamble, "We the people of the Northern Mariana Islands." So happy Constitution Day to our Sinamay viewers. And speaking of the Constitution, the Sinamay Governor Ralph Torres is taking to Facebook with his second video in a series responding to the allegations by the House Committee investigating him. This time in this second video, he comments on several boating trips called into question, one trip in particular to the Northern Islands with YouTuber Rob Arrington behind the channel Deer Meat for Dinner. He says this is just an additional program that he brought up, Deer Meat for Dinner, to the Northern Islands to promote the Northern Islands. He said that Arrington spent over $100,000 of his own money to bring his crew, family, and equipment and so forth. And the Sinamay spent about $70,000 to accommodate him while Arrington, like we said, spent over $100,000 of his own money. We wanted to share this clip from the interview that he did with local radio host Gary Sword addressing more of the allegations regarding his boating trips in the Northern Marianas.
Not once ever used any federal funding vessel, DPS vessel, for any recreation purposes. I've never fished on them. And that's me since I started this whole my governorship.
So these weren't party boats; they were providing protection for you and your family.
Absolutely no party boats, Gary, and it is protection for the family.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever request DPS boating safety personnel to escort you on these boating trips? And are DPS vessels authorized by the grantor to be used for such purpose?
Gary, so first, I have never asked boating safety to give me protective service. We've been with the commissioner. He brought it upon himself to make sure that the Constitution, again, provides that services. So when occasionally he'll see me down at the boat, or if he hears that I'm gearing up, he will make sure that the vessel is ready for me and the family when I go off island or go out fishing. Occasionally, I have a 14-foot boat. I don't have a yacht. I have a 14-foot boat that occasionally I would take my kids, go out fishing within the reef, and they would be there also escorting me and making sure that if there's any emergency that they're there to provide safety again.
But they're not on a fishing excursion?
No, never. I've never, not once again, taken any of the vessel, no federal funded vessel at all to go fishing.
Has the First Lady Diane or your family members ever used the boating safety boats for transportation without you on board?
Again, here, Gary, the Sinamay law provides safety for my family. Using the boat is for safety reasons.
Once again, the governor saying, I have not once ever used any federally funded vessel for any recreation purposes. I've never fished on them, he said. The CNMI governor, of course, was subpoenaed over the weekend to appear before the House committee investigating him Friday at 10:30 in the morning. It's unclear if he'll actually show up to that hearing. And I wanted to shift to some COVID-19 news for the Board of Education and our viewers who have students in the public school system. Yet again, another shift in decision. The CNMI Public School System's Board of Education unanimously voted to return to in-person instruction on January 3rd across its campuses. However, schools on Rhoda and Tinian can welcome students back to campus as early as next Monday, December 13, with the discretion of the Commissioner of Education. They ultimately passed the buck back to the Commissioner of Education, and the board remained in discussion about offering both face-to-face and asynchronous learning options at the same time, as well as including COVID-19 mental health issues or issues related to families impacted by the pandemic as reasons on a waiver for students in attendance. The decision came after an hours-long meeting Tuesday night. Board members expressed frustration about the sudden shuttering of schools and a transition to online learning following the CNMI governor's late announcement of new restrictions that take effect over the next 14 days. And Bray and Chris, around 9 o'clock this morning, we'll also be interviewing officials from the Aging Center who will be addressing some of the CNMI community's concerns that meal service deliveries are suspended for the Manamco here during the restrictions. We'll have more on that at 9 o'clock, and also at 1 o'clock today, we'll have a chance to chat with the federal teams who are on island to assist with vaccinations, but also train people here in the CNMI on how to administer the monoclonal antibody treatment. So we'll have that tonight on prime time as well. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Tomas.
With your news in tomorrow, here's Ken Conception.
Buenas tardes to get some to be finut sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mito gi First Hawaiian Bank. Manofisya man na von Matpagi Centers of Disease Control and Prevention sa manasuha guahan yi gilistan adisiya na lugar no Debbie Dimas Kapazi sa puri COVID-19. Zaman maklasifika na 100 kilo na riskaw. Anok na mafatina sa adso na tinilayka ginigap na ani gizon niya website CDC. Gimapa sa semana Guam Visitors Bureau sa man ma-informa ni CDC na poro fakto tiyo amadi tinilayka sa siyempre makonsidera guahan na domestic travel destination. Di tempo niya resipi at ng informasyon ni Acting Governor Justin Orio sumilong lokoy guahan sa ni Estados Unidos. Ilinga sa tinori na malik posisyon tayo ginigit sa guahan para tababa din may po'y market gay tourism mas sadik. Mas asunto, mapasa nila legislatura resolusyon ginigap para masuporti at Radiation Exposure Compensation Act no ninasana taw-taw gini guahan ni kadagorin downwinders. Esti sa siya residente siha ng mapadesi downwind exposure ginites atomic ng Estados Unidos gi Marshall Islands. Tatigi 1940 zan 1950 na tempo. Gi ikwentos gi daling na programan KUAM, iling niya presidente ni Pacific Association for Radiation Survivors, si Robert Celestio, naman malagod siya ng masamiti resolusyon antes yung fanali itan ng komite ni US House gi Merkulis. Erika Agna Amendment sa lilagoloki para mahal sa restitution para STCA na taw-tawgi dito 50,000 pesos at 150,000 pesos. Iling niya si Celestio na 6 meses at detinan antes yung fakpo i-programa Enrica. Yuto mo na suntog ifinot sa moro ni KUAM News para pauga na Merkulis man manaya wire and rock products na kompanya ni kontrata para mafamalik away sa isang road desti Marine Drive hasta Guatigi Bumutasu Street. Ato na toto sa kinubri kasi 1.2 meters no unugi mas tinani na talang gi isang tung detidu. Igasto paresti sa 6.5 milyon pesos sa ginasalapi Federal Highway Administration. Iparomatsogi sa nuevo na asphalt mana DJ italan ni aji friction course mana mas malik para usuay handom gi italan nuevo na sidewalk jan ram siha nuevo siha na sign jan detectable warning siya gi italan para compliance jan American with Disabilities Act pan ADA. Ni Direktor ng Departamentong Public Works si Vince Arriola asangan na asen agradesi esti jan sempi de pusiu sedbe esti na inadlantu residente siha gisan lago na banda ni isla. Para Guam News Network, Guau si Ken Conception. Yasuto ifinut sa moro sa presenta sa ninafatto ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With MoneyMap, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be with MoneyMap from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
And we're back. Let's head to the KUAM News link Zoom room where we have joining us here the mayor of Dedido, Mayor Melissa Savares. We also have Manila Mayor Alan Ungota. And Mayor Savares is joined from Santa Barbara by the principal, Sister Maria Rosario. Is it Gaite? Gaite. And also from Santa Barbara, Gavina De Castro. And Ma'am Gavina, you are the art teacher, correct?
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and start with Dedido Mayor Melissa. We did want to kind of recognize your Christmas display there in Dedido, which I know you did in partnership with Santa Barbara. Mayor, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Actually, the Christmas display at Santa Barbara School is what was done at the school campus.
Yeah.
That's separate from the village display, but because they're using the recyclable materials, and it was a collaboration with their art students and their art classes. It was something that we wanted to kind of bring up and expose to the communities.
And this is
Thank you.
fantastic because we're showing some pictures right now, guys, where you actually have like a Santa that's made all of recycled tires, which is phenomenal.
Wow. Mayor, I know you kind of turned me on to the what they were doing in the Philippines because you had a chair in your office. I remember I was in your office a couple years back that was made completely out of recycled tires.
Yes, it was. And I still have the chair, Jason. I mean, Chris, so you can come to my office anytime and sit on
it. Ma'am, Sister Maria, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what went into this project.
Okay, first of all, good morning and to all the listeners of your show. Thank you for inviting us. The reason for this project was really because we wanted to provide some Christmas cheer and some festive spirit to our school community and as the community in general, with the community in general. Without having to spend much because of the pandemic. And so we thought of maybe using recycled materials, scrap materials, if you will, and create something beautiful out of it. It is also very much in line with our, the Sisters of Mercy's advocacies for what we call our critical concerns. And one of them is the care for the earth. And so we said that this is just so appropriate at this time that we focus on the care for the environment. So in the project, we used bottles, aluminum cans, broken sneeze guards, tires. And thank you very much to our mayor for, coming to our rescue while we were looking for tires to use. And then also, even old Christmas lights that are no longer working, they were called to make it really nice and beautiful for the use of the display. So that's basically the reason for that. And we wanted to also include the students, to involve the students in the project. So the art club under the leadership of Ms. De Castro was able to come up with all of these wonderful and creative displays. So maybe Ms. De Castro can speak a little bit more about it.
Yes, I'm sure she can. Ms. De Castro, take it away.
So thank you so much for inviting us. So in Santa Barbara, as mentioned by Sister Rosario, we really want to educate and share with everybody how arts can be, when it is combined with recycling, it will always give us a very nice output. And at the same time, it's like hitting two birds in one shot, the recycling and exploring arts as well. So with that, what we can say in SBCS, the spirit of Christmas can be felt not only through the expensive displays, but with recycling and a lot of creativity, we can have a merry display of Christmas.
And the kids, because I know they're little kids, do they get it, Ma'am Gavina? They got it, right? Yeah. And what do they say when they had that moment? They're like, I get this. What did they say when they were like, "We get this, teacher"?
Okay, and they were very excited to be part of the art clubs. It was our first time to establish an art club in SBCS. And actually, they were asking, will we have, even on Christmas break, if they will have another art art activity like that. So they are looking forward for more activities like recycling and doing different art activities like more on painting. And for this whole year, we are planning to introduce different activities that will involve a lot of recycling, like mud painting, where we will do paintings out using mud only. So that is one way of also, instead of using expensive painting materials. And there are more that we can look forward to, more activities.
Non-stop.
That's really
Yeah.
great. That's really great to hear. Yeah.
Mayor Ngata, could you please mute?
Mayor Al.
Yes,
Tap mute. Por favor. Right on. Thank you so much, Santa Barbara. We wanted to bring you on and just share a little bit about this display. But Mayor Melissa, we were watching the Mayor's Council meeting yesterday, and I noticed something had come up about, I don't know if it was the Santa Barbara display or the village display, but it was vandalized.
Yeah. Well, let me, yes, our candy canes went up, and somebody, I think Bruce Lee's nephew came by in the middle of the night and just kung fu fought and broke our candy canes in the middle of the, in half. But, getting back to Santa Barbara, last year Santa Barbara put a very beautiful Christmas display, and they were also vandalized.
Wow.
So, we have a competition in the villages right now for our nativity set. And so we're talking yesterday about how high we can put it up so vandals can't get to it. I said, I'm going to hang mine from the clouds because, we work, not only are it's the manpower, but the cost to put these things together. My staff are there, on weekends, at night. And, I know that, even with the art class, they were there on the weekends to put these things together. And we want to be festive. We want to be see these things so we can have a happy time for the holidays, right? So yeah, unfortunately, vandals get to it before we can finish our project sometimes.
There ought to be a special allegation. They just should throw in an extra 10 years in the hole for anybody who vandalizes Christmas or, religious decorations. Chris Barnett for senator.
So are you including Santa Barbara as part of Dedito's display for the
They're going to
competition?
be part of our virtual. We're going to take some photos so they can be part of our 5-minute virtual display that KUAM's putting together.
That's
Thank
so
you.
awesome, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor, because I know it's a village competition. Did you investigate? I'm not accusing Mayor Al or Mangilao, but did you investigate anything with the vandalism? Whether or not it could have been like another village that was like, oh, I don't know, Dedito's display was looking really good.
I'm blaming Barragata.
Barragata, Mayor June, where you at, Mayor June?
We know you guys take this seriously, so.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's sad because we want to try to make things more festive and happy for the people that are even just driving through, and then it makes those that are working on the project feel good. We've had a rough almost 2 years. We're going on 2 years since COVID, and we want to lift the spirits of our people, and by doing that, of course, we have to do a little bit of elbow work on our side. But it's the community coming together, and whether it be judged or just be there for people to come and see, and make them feel good about the holidays. We want to make sure that it's there for everyone. And when vandals start to do things in the middle of the night, as after the work is partially done or even done, it saddens us.
Well, you know
So
what?
Mayor Allen, stay on your side.
Right, yeah, Mayor Al. don't cross the line, Mayor Al.
Yeah.
I won't cross that line. I won't cross that line.
Stay on that side of back road.
Yeah. Where's your vice though? Can you account for the whereabouts of your vice mayor?
Well, yeah, man. For what it's worth, I really gotta thank him. And he's when we sat together, we discussed about our theme, Monkey Town Christmas, and a field of trees. So he's been working very hard with the youth, and like Mayor Savar said, with the church involved too. We're combining it as we go around the loop, like the way we do our commodities. Mm-hmm. So we've always been united as one, and in terms of getting the function for the community and everyone to participate. And it's like Mayor Savar said, we try to make it festive. And this year, you know, we've spent countless times with cutting pallets, forming trees. We also reached out to the community, creating a community where they can come out and get the trees. So we got 3 schools that got involved: the Attica Elementary and Pride School. And then as well, we want to thank the University of Guam as well, and for cutting out our silhouettes for our Belen display, because you know, like Mayor said, we got to be very careful and concerned. And these guys, the team that put this together, and the countless business partners that donated, and with lights and any way that it could help, just to make sure spruce up, build up people's spirits, and showcase the character of Christmas, and making it festive as possible. It took a whole united effort, and like I said, I really appreciate the collaboration that what we've done and put together to get this thing going.
Where's your display at? Is it going to be at
So
the
what's
office,
going to happen
or is
is
it a whole block?
it's gonna be there from the church. It's gonna start from the church in the social site when you're coming northbound to Barragata. So when you're heading down, you're gonna come in there. You go around the church, and then they're gonna be passing out treats as well. And then you're gonna go in around the back of the church into the loop where the senior centers area. And there's got a light in the tree, the church, the park. There's gonna be lots of different displays that are gonna be visible. Lots of trees that the different schools have picked up as well to decorate with their own style and stuff, and put color and things like that. So we're really looking forward. We're really excited to see what all the envision and all the nice things that they plan to put out there.
I think you're revealing too much because Mayor Savares is taking notes.
Yeah, I saw her writing.
I see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it really is great to see that from this standpoint, and with the interest of the youth, and like I said, with my vice as well, as we're putting this thing together with the church and all the work that they put in. Their spirits are high, and they really wanna showcase what, and this is also as well, like you said, getting these a lot of people involved. You got a lot of different ideas. You got a lot of fruitful things coming to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who do you think is like your major competition? Because I could totally see Mayor Hoffman going all out.
Well, Mayor Al's laughing. He's like, huh, Hoffman.
Yeah, well, you know, we were talking yesterday, and some said they ordered stuff on Amazon. Others said they wiped out all the lights at Home Depot. And so Agate was even saying, well, if I run out of lights, then I'm going to go at least get the lights on the poles that PD put up at night, you know. So, but you know, it's everybody's kind of wanting to be a little more secretive. But the main thing with the judging that the villages are having is the nativity scene, because our Christmas campaign, you know, we can't have a big Mayor's Council Christmas party this year because of the gatherings, a limited number of people that can gather at one point. So what we're doing is our theme this year is the gift of family. We're trying to recruit at least 19 foster families throughout the island to help with fostering children who are in need of temporary homes until their families can come together and bring them all back together as one unit. So the goal is to, so as part of that, our competition is our nativity scene, because that's the family unit of Christmas. Without Jesus and Mother Mary and Saint Joseph, we won't have that family unit. And so our theme for this year's Christmas competition among the 19 municipalities is a gift of family. And so the theme is to focus, our judging is going to focus on the nativity scene.
When do you guys announce, when is the judging over?
Judging is on December 12th. And so, you know, if 19 districts have their nativity scene, it's going to be difficult for just one set of judges to go to 19 displays. So we're looking at, Angel is secretly getting the judges. So we're recommending to him to get 2 sets of judges so they can divide the island into. The criteria is all the same. You know, so whatever the tally sheet says at the end of the night, we should know by the morning of the 13th who the winners are. There are prizes, but the cash prizes that the village wins, the first, second, and third place villages win, will not go to the village's expenses. It's going to go to any initiative of foster care. So like in our case, we have the Ali shelter. We can either donate something, the prize money to the Ali shelter and have them use it towards their supplies or whatever it is that they need in their shelter, or the any foster initiative in our communities.
That's so great to hear, Mayor Melissa. Santa Barbara, thank you so much. Mayor Al, always a pleasure. So when does the Mungitown Christmas start?
So like Mayor said, I believe everybody on the 12th is for the Belen, but ours as well is on the 12th at 6:30, and all supplies last come by, take a it's a drive-through lighting, like I said. We're also gonna be passing out treats and stay in the car, wear your mask, and we'll be fine. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's all be safe and enjoy all the beautiful decorations that are coming about right now. You know, thank you to everyone that's putting all their efforts into making this one at least something memorable for like 2 years. 2 years has been a while, so we're really looking forward to a festive year.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yep.
Good luck to all of you.
May the best village win. No fair sabotage. Thank you, Santa Barbara.
Thank you so much for inviting us. Okay.
Always, yeah.
God bless you.
You guys ready?
Christmas.
Viva Santa Maria Camille! Right on. There you go.
And just on a programming note,
Yeah.
the village mayors and the village competition, we're actually coordinating with the village mayors, and so they are going to be partnering with us, sending us videos of their presentations and their displays. And so then on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we're going to have a virtual Christmas parade showcasing all of the displays throughout the island. So we're really excited about that.
That's gonna be awesome.
Rep your Ville.
Rep your Ville.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
Santa Maria and Camelin and repping your Ville, she is making her way through Agana Heights now. She's actually caught up as far as the time. They did start about 20 minutes behind schedule.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be in Maina in about 3 minutes from now. If you guys know anything about Agana Heights, and I pretty much grew up in Agana Heights, basically one road throughout the entire village, but they actually got this really wonderful shot and I was wrong. I actually said that was a Ford. Glenn pointed out in the comments that's actually a Chevy Silverado, so I know nothing about cars, clearly. But one road going through the whole Ville in Agana Heights, and we actually saw as she passed Governor Gutierrez's house. You saw the former governor. You saw Jerry Gutierrez, his daughter, his son-in-law, all came out, and they
Their
were
family,
waiting.
though, they help prepare.
They do her hair and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Very
There's a whole. I forget what they call them. There's a group of them that they all like do her hair and polish her nails and make sure she's very presentable for this special day and every day.
Yeah, wonderful. And you can probably see that just in the back and the bed of the truck, many flowers, almost up to the coming up level with that. box there. So she is making that left turn now. So it seems like the parishioners who are have just the unbelievable honor of ushering the Immaculate Blessed Virgin Mary around our island on what is essentially her third pilgrimage. They're heading down the hill, and they are going to go into Maina. After that, they head up to Tamuni.
Right. Jay, I don't know. Let's say, imagine, if you will, a world without COVID. Do you think that this is something they'll keep?
I've thought about that. No, I was thinking of asking Tony that. Tony Diaz, of course, with the Archdiocese earlier, because I was asking him about the feedback, and he said a lot of parishioners actually felt this was wonderful. They felt it was very personalized. It was, she came to their house again. They felt the blessing and the presence on where they live, and hopefully this is.
And the procession usually it's just in Agana.
Yeah.
So, and it's really crowded, congested.
You always step on the back of someone's shoes.
And I love the fact that it not only goes through all of the villages, but the fact that it's streamed online for everybody and anybody to watch.
I think this is something we keep.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I mean, look the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
People are just feeling it.
Okay, and I know this part of Agana.
She's going down White Lady Bridge. Is that White Lady Bridge?
This is either White Lady Bridge or they're going up towards the other part of.
Is that Fonte?
They're going towards the pipeline.
Yeah.
They're going like way. So this is way in the back of Agana Heights, you guys.
Oh, it's going to Maina next. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's they're going to
go around.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually going to go through White Lady Bridge.
Yeah.
And then they're going to turn off the truck, and it's going to roll uphill.
Yeah.
Not really.
So again, like a unbelievably historic, emotional, meaningful moment, and all the kids who got the day off of school. We hope you take this opportunity to practice your faith and really enjoy this as a community and as a family, because this is a wonderful opportunity.
Didn't you say there's going to be a drone shot?
Yeah,
drone shot. You said there was going to be a drone shot. Right?
Yeah, Tony said when it gets up to Dedido, and that should be.
Around 10 something.
Yeah. Okay. So the Dedido route is going to be scheduled to be around 10:05. So let's just call it like 10:10. She's going to be at Guam Regional Medical City, and we were just talking to, of course, Mayor Melissa Savares and the staff at Santa Barbara. Our Blessed Mother will be at Santa Barbara about 10:30. She's going to head down to the other side of Dedido, be at Estumbo around 10:45, and then a Gafagumas at 11:05. And then Tony was saying when she gets towards Dedido, just because it's such a huge place, but that's also a lot of big open space, they are going to have the drone.
Are they coming through here?
Yeah, and then
they're coming across the street, Bree, or St. Andrew Kim parishes, and they'll be driving right in front of.
Yeah, just after lunchtime. She's probably about 12:10.
So right after you buy us lunch, we finish up, we should be able to make it out there to pay our respects and our tribute, our homage.
So Chris will be the one standing on the side of the road, like waving the nice, probably like a napkin or something after eating with a very full stomach.
The wipes, yeah.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay, and she is making her she's making the turn, and she is right in front of Our Lady of Purification Church right now in Maina.
Right. Which
is a beautiful church. I've been there a couple times.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very cozy. Oh, okay, and Tasi Ada's in the Zoom room.
I think that might be her neck of the jungle.
She's raising the roof for Maina.
Maina in the
house. Good morning, Tasi. Are you from Maina?
Yes.
Okay, I had no idea.
The Guerreros from Maina.
Okay, so are you seeing there it is. You're watching a live stream, watching. This is like total Inception moment right here. But
I love it. I love it.
So if you want to take your phone and you want to go outside and like wave as she passes by and everything like that, that's totally cool.
Will do.
Well, Toss, we're going to take us a quick break, and we're going to catch up with Toss in the new episode of Talks with Toss on the KUAM Podcast Network next, right here on the link. Good morning.
Learn about people and organizations making a difference.
We know you're tired of hearing about COVID-19. Some of you are probably wondering whether this is ever going to end. However long it takes, we all have to do our part, including our children, to hold the line. You can protect yourself and your family by getting vaccinated.
And if you're already vaccinated, don't let your guard down, because you can still give and get COVID-19. And if you're not vaccinated, remember that if you catch the virus, you could suffer more severe complications. At the end of the day, it's the choices we make to protect ourselves, our families, in our community that will control the spread.
We know it sounds repetitive at this point, but again, wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear your mask.
Together, we have to hold the line.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation. Get ready to run or ride to 22 with the Miles Challenge. Join the challenge from now till January 31st to rack up those miles on foot or by cycling. Runners can choose from 100, 200, and 300 miles. Cyclists 300, 600, and 900 miles. Go to mileschallenge.com to select your challenge and register today. The Run and Ride to 22 Challenge is brought to you by Uproar, Trench Challenge, Kill Cliff, and KUAM Communications. Donation proceeds to benefit the EMC Cancer Foundation. Guam is good. Gee, we do our Christmas songs in reggae. That's Peter Cruz, Jingle Bell Rock. Right here on the link. Good morning, Pacific Point, Scalpel Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the box. Good morning. Talks with Toss here on the KUAM Podcast Network in the Zoom room. Tossiata. Good morning, Toss.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Always. So, pretty excited to pump out this, to promote this new episode of Talks with a Toss, where you're joined by a very familiar face. I mean, so familiar it was like looking in a mirror.
I know. His name rhymes with Chris Barnett.
Yeah, so I mean,
Chris is so vain. He sets up a GoFundMe campaign for himself.
thanks, Jay. But yeah, I was able to jump on, and we had some brews with the twins here for talks with Toss, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this little snivelet, Toss, if you don't mind, and then we could talk a little bit about the episode here.
If I give myself any room for excuses, then I'm gonna make them, and I'm gonna take them. And for me, it was just like, this is something I gotta do. And when I thought about it, I was like, well, what's the benefit is I'm gonna feel better about myself. I'm gonna be healthier. I'm gonna be there longer for my kids. And that was, to me, it was just a win-win, and there was just no beating around the bush.
Yep.
And then you got these guys like guilt tripping you all the time.
No, first of all, I don't guilt trip anybody.
They never guilt trip
First and
anybody.
foremost, you come in here and pay for
Never.
our services.
They never do. They are the last person.
Yeah. So I
last
no, but
person
Chris,
to
I
guilt trip
think
you.
because I wanted to ask you that question because the first thing you told me, or what I heard from this, is I'm tired of making excuses.
Exactly.
And that's a behavioral change that I think people that are afraid of.
Yeah, and I'm going to be
everything
clear.
is always someone else's.
Fun times.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about which clip you were going to pick there, Toss, but there was, so her and Ryan came up to me at the gym, and they're like, "Hey, can you be on the podcast?" And I didn't know what it was about. And then when I showed up, Tossie was like, "Yeah, it's about you doing good at the gym." So that was definitely a curveball.
I want to let you know that we wanted to highlight you and your journey to positive, healthy lifestyle change. And you know, it's easy for like to showcase athletes, meaning performance athletes in actual competitive sport. But it's always nice for the community to see somebody who is more or less like themselves and who has come across certain things, like certain health issues, that to know they could potentially change that, or at least make their lives easier, better, and feel better throughout their day. I think that's so powerful for our community, especially, to see things like that. Not to say you're not an athlete, Chris. Okay, I saw your face. Chris is an athlete. I was referring to people competing in competitive sport. Okay?
No. I get it.
We're all athletes.
Thank you.
Why are you looking at me?
Because I want you to come out. I want to get.
Don't worry, Tossie. Even with the mask on, we can see him blushing. So.
Right. I want to get. I'm looking at Bree because kind of like what you said, Toss, is like I feel like people will look at Bree and I as kind of like the everyday people, and I mean you guys at the gym, the regulars. I mean you, the dingas. I mean you guys are like at the top tier, right? And so I look up to you guys, and then hopefully people will maybe see what I'm doing or what Bree is doing down the road, and then decide to make that change. Because it's so easy to just get down on it, right? I mean, to just kind of like look in the mirror, hate yourself, or just think, oh, it's impossible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like once you make that change and you commit to it and you make it just part of your routine, it's just easy to keep going, right?
Yeah, that and to highlight that we're here at Custom Fitness, especially, we don't address the needs of those who are competing internationally or here locally, but people who are older, novice athletes, pregnant women, recently pregnant women.
Guys who look like they're pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, even in my glute camp, I have one mama who's currently pregnant, and she's killing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bree, I mean, because I know you worked out at Custom, and when you look at the glute camp and you look at like the entry level gym people like us, I didn't know what to think when I first went, right? And if you don't go to a gym, you probably have this stereotype in your mind where it's just like, that's not how it is, right?
No, not really. I mean, because I was one of those types of people that I just really didn't like going to the gym, because every time you go, it's like, man, everybody knows what they're doing. They're looking at me like, gosh, she's so stupid. She doesn't know how to ride a bike.
They're actually
not. And I felt that way, but when you work with the trainers, and then you, especially at Custom Fitness, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
Even though I know Chris is like, you need to come, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna be like the comic relief for
But
everybody.
but fun does not mean they're
Like,
pushovers.
how do you do that?
Fun does not mean they're pushovers,
And I'm
though.
like, I'm the type, do not.
Exactly.
I don't need you to encourage me. You don't need to say, go girl, you got this. It's like, no, don't talk to me.
Yeah, she's like a don't talk to me kind of person.
I'm on the same page with you there. Sabrina.
It's like, okay, Sabrina, there's your corner. We need 50 burpees. Try not to pass out.
Like, don't even look at me.
Yeah.
Don't even-
And I will be the person that passes out.
But really, regardless of what gym you're going to, you know, taking that first step, like you said, Chris, taking that first step and finding a way to be consistent, even if it's just walking every day or 2 minutes of marching or whatever the case may be, something that can keep you on that more positive track of having a healthier lifestyle. It's so important, especially going into the holiday seasons and as 2022 is coming around.
Oh God.
Can I ask something, Toss? Because as a female trainer, but also as a Chamorro woman, you have like a very distinct characteristic about yourself. You can really leverage, you know, like the tough love like angle that our people do, right? And I mean, it's one thing to be motivated. It's another thing to say like, hey, I want to get you psyched about this. I want to have you set a goal and then achieve that goal and everything like that. But like I just said, I mean, I'm not a pushover. I'm not just gonna, you know, I'm not babysitting you and everything like that. It's my job to get you there and everything like that. So what's your philosophy on that?
I think, you know, I'm there to just give guidance, just like Paul and Ryan and a lot of the coaches that are here at Custom Fitness. We're there to give guidance, structure, and to hold you accountable. And so when you talk about, right, like, you know, I'm not a pushover, that's definitely the case for the coaches across the board here, but to help them realize, like, hey man, it's only going to work if you put the work into it. I'm not here to make you feel better if you're upset that you're not seeing the progress that you don't see, if you're not being consistent, and if you're not and you're frustrated with that, let's find a way to make you more consistent. And that's how we approach things. So it's a collaboration, but you still have that sense of ownership in what you're doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did the podcast.
We're not calling you at 3:15 in the morning, right, Chris, to wake up. And
Nope.
I'm doing that. I'm not gonna be like, hey, are you awake? No. You get up on your own time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the
Yeah,
Chamorro tough love.
Ryan-
right there.
That's why you don't call me to wake me up.
Yeah, Ryan will say stuff though. He will. Once Ryan says something like, "Hey, you know, we try and start at 4 a.m." That's when you know, like, okay, better get in gear and wake up early. Tasha, you mentioned the glute camp, right? And when you know, we watch your Instagram and we see just kind of like the different people who are in this glute camp.
Tyler did it.
Right. To me,
She did a story.
yeah, it's kind of like a snapshot of what you see at the gym because, you know, like Bree was talking about, stereotypically, people might think that, oh, you know, when I go to the gym, I'm just going to be surrounded by a bunch of like power lifters and, you know, I mean, I'm going to feel whatever. But you see it in the early morning. I mean, you got moms, dads coming in there, right, with their kids. The glute camp, you've got all kinds of ages of women and that one guy too, right?
Yeah, now we have two. We
Oh.
have two sides.
There you go,
Yeah.
Jay. Jay, it's ripe for us, bro. They got two. If we show up, we won't be the first two.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how's that been going for you, the glute camp? Are you going to add another cycle?
Yeah, it'll more than likely be. We'll start in January, February timeframe. You know, it's holidays is holidays. Enjoy it. You know, and they've been putting in the work so they can stand to relax a little bit and take a step away from from me being the rear admiral.
It's like, I want to get you in shape, but we're also going to have you lose weight. You could go a million different ways with that.
Let's got it
And
in
then
there.
we take a break from being on active booty.
Active booty. Yep. Toss.
I can keep going, guys.
Keep, okay. Fine, then keep going.
It's my duty to shape your booty.
Yes.
I wanted to ask.
But yeah, probably won't start until then. But of course, we still have other projects and programs in mind to cater for, like, even though I do have a pregnant mom in my class, still trying to work on developing something just for moms, pregnant moms.
Nice. Did you want to talk a little bit about the Slay Games or anything coming up here? At
Oh man. Well, you know, I don't know if I'm in a position to talk about it because I'm one of the participants.
Oh wait, yeah, you'd be biased.
Yeah. You know, it is funny though. You do start hearing people talk, and you know, they're like, oh, we're practicing. I was like, practicing? I was like, practicing all the fun out of it. I was like, I want to beat you and have fun. How about that?
See, there you slay all day.
That's it. Yep.
Play all day. My teammate is Rio. He's one of the employees here at Custom Fitness, and our team name is Resting Grinch Face. So we're one of the co-ed teams.
RGF.
I know. It was either that or Snowflakes Given.
You're good, girl. You're good.
Okay, if you ever tire of the physical fitness thing, which I don't see happening, for the rest of time and everything like that, if you ever want like a really good job being like a pun writer,
yeah,
give us a call because you're in.
Yeah, no, but so they do have the individual events, which is the lift off, and then they have the co-ed events. And there are 2 different weight classes based on your combined weights with your partners, but that's going down on December 18th. And I believe you can get your tickets or register on Guam time. That's I think that's all I got for you guys on the Slay Games. Let's go up.
Chris, you're competing in the Slay Games
Yeah,
too?
I'm actually. Well, they're trying to trick me into it.
All right.
Come on, Chris.
Toss, I wanted to ask before we let you go.
Just ignored that.
I totally ignored that at all. When you talk about the holidays, right, and kind of like people who've been training, whether it's on glute camp or just trying to like, fight that struggle of getting healthy. How do you handle the holidays though? Because it's so tough. I mean, we walk into work today and we got people bringing us trays of manha turnovers. So, what's your advice to those people who are trying to get fit and lo and behold, here comes Christmas?
I mean, first and foremost, enjoy yourself. If there's a time in the year to enjoy yourself, it would be now. Don't be too harsh on those things, but maybe not overindulge. Eat until you're full. Because a lot of times, and I see it all the time, I know you're full off that first plate, but you're going back for a second one. And then we get to a point where we're extremely lethargic, and what do we do after? Take a nap or don't do anything. And so, maybe just being a little bit more aware of like, okay, I'm just going to eat until I'm full. And that means I'm just going to change those portions if I do want dessert after the main course, if I do want dessert after the ribs and the red rice. And other things like, maybe I can make it a little bit more colorful. If there aren't many greens on my plate, maybe I could stand to add a few greens here and there. And things like having a bottle of water, a glass of water before we eat, and then prioritizing those proteins, because those things tend to keep us fuller versus the carbs that are a little bit more on the faster acting sides, meaning we metabolize them or digest them a little bit faster. So things like that,
So it kind of sounds like
not the food per se, it's the amount that we're eating. Is typically the issue, and the lack of inactivity combined with that. So if we're not physically active, that maybe we can prioritize that a little bit more. But yeah, enjoy yourself still.
double up on the fried chicken, not so much on the red rice and potato salad. That's all I heard. Thank you, Toss.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me on.
Night, Toss.
Right on.
And
There you
Tossie's
go.
episode, her episode with you is available right now on the KUM Podcast Network. She's also got her the YouTube version, which we showed the video, which we're sharing on our timeline in a little bit. So you can take advantage and check out either audio or video.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Toss.
Thank you all so much.
Happy holidays, Toss.
Right on.
Happy holidays.
And for more info, guys, on Glute Camp or Slay Games, you can hit up at Custom Fitness on Instagram. 918. Again, that was Talks with Tassiata with the latest episode of her podcast, which is part of the KUAM Podcast Network. Remember, this week, dropping a lot of new stuff. Sabrina Salas Mantonati, the new episode of Crimes Without Convictions. That dropped yesterday. And then I'll be debuting, and I'm doing a new podcast series called Chronicles. And, well, let's just say it's taking the high road.
Yeah.
Speaking
There
of
you
clever,
go.
yeah, Tassia like
Rubbing
speaking
off
of clever
on
wordplay.
Yeah, right, yeah. I'm taking the punishment.
All right.
I'll see you, girl.
Everybody.
Bye. 919. Let's go ahead and jump back in the stream, I guess, for Santa Maria Comelin.
Yeah, so she just made her way past St. Anthony, so she really made up time. She got to Mooning all the way from Maina pretty quick, and you can see right there as you're looking at the back of that Chevy Silverado. the truck was showered with flowers from the parishioners there as she made her way past the sanctuary, the church at St. Anthony's. She's now making her way. You might recognize that. She's passing Tamuning Elementary School on the left side. There's some more parishioners there, but up ahead in what used to be the old DFS and near the what was previously the Guam Greyhound Park, there seemed to be a lot more of the faithful lining the street. She's making her way now to that turn where she'll go to Mercy Heights and then go around, and then she's going to go to GMH and then down to Tumon.
Right on. Thank you. 9:20. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we're back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
Rise and shine with Uno Go.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Duenas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Marianas Irrigation and Landscape and Dokumu Pacific. Catch Sports Link on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM, on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. Sports Link is brought to you by Marianas Irrigation and Landscape.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
GU Self Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Viva Santa Maria Comelin!
Viva.
9:27. Good morning.
Wow, I love listening to those old,
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know I said yesterday that I like the hip hop,
Yeah, but you can
I
do both.
I like the Chamorro.
Yes,
Christmas.
that's it. That's
They sing it.
Samoru.
They sing it
Yep.
tomorrow.
Sing it.
You know what used to be funny?
Huh?
You know what used to be funny when I would go on my summer vacations
Yes.
to my
the
mom's
Hamptons?
side of the family.
Okay.
In Connecticut, right?
In Connecticut.
I would tell my cousins that lived in the States and everything. I was like, and they're like, oh, so how's Christmas on Guam? I was like, guys, it's wonderful. Like when I was a kid, I was like, the baby Jesus visits us every year, and it's so cool. And we all get, and they're like, the baby Jesus visits you? I was like, yeah, he comes around and
we kiss him.
Yeah, and it's kind of, you have to kind of give some context about the way we celebrate, holidays in the island.
Good morning. It's
Oh, it's fun,
9:28.
that is
Yeah, miss a link, miss a lot. Don't miss it, night. This Viva Santa Maria Comelin day. It's 9:28. We got to take a break. We just wanted to jump on that stream and share a little bit with you guys. And we're coming back with the greater good and our friend Jason Solis as the link continues next. Good morning.
Make it through the week with Monday. Learn about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during the link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss the link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
Looking for TV schedules, upcoming sports, or special presentations, or what you may have missed over the busy week you had? Well, look no further than KUAM Digital Digest. This weekly emailed newsletter puts all kinds of information in the hands of subscribers each and every week. Just subscribe and we will make sure you keep up with your favorites and stay informed and entertained throughout it all. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab, give us your email address, and you are all set. Brought to you in digital partnership with King's Restaurant and Ruby Tuesday Guam. It's the KUAM Digital Digest, your weekly guide to the latest information and best entertainment on the stations and platforms of KUAM.
See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
On Breeze 93.9 FM.
Welcome back to The Link, everybody. Our Blessed Mother is now continuing her pilgrimage around the island. The statue of Santa Maria in Camilan on this December 8th, Santa Maria in Camilan Day, is making a stop over at GMH. Certainly, we are sending our thoughts and prayers every single day to our island's frontliners, our beloved healthcare workers. And what a moment for them. As you can see right now, Joser has got the shot up. Many of the nurses, physicians, administrative staff at the Guam Memorial Hospital coming out into Mooning to greet our island's patroness. Well, I've been waiting all week, everybody, to do this next interview because I have two new friends of mine. We have Pedro and Eli are joining us in the Zoom room right now, and they are with the Light of the World Church, a church that some of you may have heard about because they're doing some pretty good work in the community, including passing out water to people like myself who like to exercise at the fitness trail here in Harmon. And you might not know this, but they are actually two of the many brains behind this wonderful Mexican restaurant up in Dedido. It's a roadside operation that has really, really grown over the last year and a half. We're going to talk to them all about this and how you can help not only their missionary work here on the island to spread the good word, but also help them to build a nice church and increase their congregation. So, gentlemen, it's good to see you. Happy holidays to you both.
Happy holidays to you too, Jason. Thank you for having us. Yep, thank you for having us.
All right, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into the backstory and everything. How did you guys come to Guam? You know, what's your mission here, and where do you guys originally hail from?
Well, we are the light of the world, and we are a religious community that believes in God and Jesus Christ, and we're also instructed to follow the commandments established by Jesus Christ. We're actually a group of missionaries that arrived to the island 3 years ago. My brother Pedro arrived a year and a month ago, I believe. So he's more recently he's one of the most recent additions to the group. But the initial group arrived 3 years ago from different parts of the world. We gathered in Houston in 2018, and from there we were sent to different parts around the world. All the missionaries, all the volunteers who signed up for the missionary work, and we were of the few chosen to be sent to Guam. And so we are here to spread this good news, the message of salvation. We're here to spread the gospel, the teachings of Jesus Christ. And we were sent here because our church was not located here. So we're here to establish the church on Guam and to remind the people of Guam that God loves all of us and he wants all of mankind to hear his message of salvation.
Absolutely. Now you guys are starting from the ground up, which, you know, it's an ambitious endeavor. Certainly you guys are coming from, you know, a place of education, a place of love. But those are some pretty substantial challenges to get a church started, basically, you know, coming out here and building up from scratch and everything. So, you know, how was that like? Do you guys have like a 2-year plan, 3-year plan of like how you want to grow the congregation and spread the word?
No beginning is easy. You know, there are challenges here and there, but we know what we signed up for, and we have the strong desire to help in the ministry. So we are doing everything that we can to sustain the church in this place. Some of us signed up for a short term, but after we leave, they will send new missionaries to the island. It's kind of like a cycle. Like when we go, there's other missionaries that come that continue building up the church.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Pedro, where are you guys originally from, and you know what's your background?
So originally we're from a lot of different places. I came from Colorado, in Colorado Springs. We have people from New Jersey, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Texas. He's from California, from San Diego. So we're from all around. It's just you know, we were all sent here from different backgrounds, and we were all united in one place. And it, you know, it just shows the love of Christ that even though we all come from different places, we all have that same unity, that same desire to spread the word and to make this a better place right here.
Well, maybe, Pedro, this was divine intervention at work, because there are actually a lot of Guamanians who are in Colorado Springs. Like there's a lot of people who go out there either for, you know, the Air Force Academy, or they go out there for school, and then, you know, I mean, there's a pretty substantial Guam community out there.
Yeah. My parents, I met a lot of people from Guam that followed me. They're like, hey, they know you guys from your food stand, and I'm like, oh wow, that's incredible.
Okay, perfect segue, because Sabrina and I, like, you know, my co-host on the show, we both live up north, right? And we've every once in a while we would pass, and we would always see like really, really happy, friendly person, like, you know, waving people down, wearing like the Dayglow vest and everything like that. Initially, I know there was a sign that said, you know, authentic Mexican tamales, and now the menu has basically grown and everything. Tell me all about this this restaurant that you guys have come up with, and how are you guys going to use the funds and the proceeds?
Well, we can go back to the very beginning, to when we first got here. We initially started selling only 2 flavors of tamales, and it was kind of like a trial and error type thing. You know, the flavors were all right, the flavors were here and there, the recipe could be perfected. But we began our sales in Jonia, in the Jonia Night Market, where the Carabao is at. I don't know if you remember where that's at.
Yep.
But that's where we sold. We sold a couple of times, but the first few sales were pretty bad. There was a lot of leftover tamales and stuff. We wouldn't sell that much. So we decided, you know, maybe if we went to the Manila Night Market, we'll sell some more. So that's what we did. We made a little bit more tamales, and, you know, we went to Manila, and it was still a dish that was kind of new to Guam. Not a lot of people knew it, and we would give out samples, but not a lot of people would try and taste it because it just looked like not something that we would you would see usually on the island, because the style of the Mexican tamales are different from the local tamales. So
I was gonna say the local style tamales guiso. That's a hard market to break into.
yeah, and making the tamales, the Mexican style tamales, was not easy either. Like I said, we had a lot of trial and error. There were a lot of tamales that would end up getting burned. There was a lot of pots that would end up getting burned when we're steaming them. We would use firewood in the beginning to cook the tamales. So it was kind of complicating and challenging in the beginning, but we were able to grow from that. After the pandemic hit, though, it was kind of hard to sell food. So we took a bit of a pause, but then in last year actually, we began to sell our tamales again. Instead of 2 flavors, now we have 3 flavors. And us moving up to Dededo really helped and played a big role in the sales that we make today and in the food that people love today. Because up in Dededo, it's more populated, and there's a lot of people. It's a melting pot up here. There's a lot of different cultures. It's very diverse, and a lot of people are open to try the Mexican food. And so we started selling our 3 flavors of the tamales, and we decided maybe we should sell a little bit more so that people could see a little bit more of our culture and the food that we usually are accustomed to make. And so our sister Eliana, who's actually from El Salvador, and our sister Mali had this idea of making burritos. So they're the minds behind the whole burrito idea, and they started to make these versions of burritos that are a little more original, a little different, but people like them. And we said, people like them, we should keep on making this. So we did. And then New Year's 2021, one of the girls made birria for the house. And we decided, what if we make a quesadilla with this birria? It was for New Year's, it was for us, but the idea came up, what if we make people try this? People might like it. So we made a little bit of birria in the beginning, and we started selling it, and a lot of people ended up liking it. And we came up with, maybe we should just continue selling this. And ever since then, it's kind of expanded. A lot of new people are trying it. A lot of people love it. And, that's one of the reasons why we enjoy bringing this food to the community, because we can see how much people like it.
Well, I'm sure, Pedro, you would agree. Like, the good book does say that, persistence is virtuous. And, if you keep it something, it will pay off. Because I got to tell you, I live up there. And every weekend when I'm driving by, you still see people waving down. But, I mean, you guys have this whole, it looks like a dining section. And it really looks, even with social distancing regulations, it looks like it's standing room only these days. You guys have a very large and devout, loyal following. So, and that's to be commended.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate all of our supporters.
Yeah. What seems to be the most popular menu item?
Yeah, it would probably be the birria quesadilla. Yeah, that's what's been going by the quickest. Our tamales are always going to be our best seller, but the birria is starting to take over.
Okay, and this isn't just let's set up a venture. You guys are sharing your culture, like you said, like the missionary team here is very diverse. The proceeds from this restaurant and everything like that, you guys are actually going to use this to build a proper sanctuary for your church in the attempt to expand the membership. Is that correct?
We are trying to use the funds that we have. We're using them for the impulse and the growth of the church. And that goes to, purchasing a temple or building up a temple, but everything is going to that purpose because that is our main objective on the island, to grow the work, to grow the church on the island.
Okay. So, and what are the hours of operation? So now that we've got everybody's appetite whetted for, authentic Mexican, tamales, birria, the burritos and everything, when can people check you guys out?
We'll be, our next sale will be on the 17th and the 18th of this month. However, right now, because of Christmas, we are open for pre-orders for the tamales. The tamales are a minimum of 50 to pre-order them for Christmas. But, that's a time when the families come together, when the friends come together. So, that's when we're trying to invite people to try the tamales and share it with all their family members for the holidays.
Outstanding. And Pedro, can you tell me about, because I actually met you guys because I was exercising, like I said, like up the street at the fitness trail on one Sunday afternoon, and I noticed that maybe right before sundown and everything, there's this kind of like little small enclave of really nicely dressed young people that would go up there and set up a tent. And then they'd come out and then they would, non-intrusively, they'd go to people who were exercising and just kind of go up to them and give them a bottle of cold water and just say, here, we brought this for you. And I remember I went up to you guys afterwards and I was like, hey, you guys are fantastic. Thank you for doing this for this community. And then that's how I got introduced to you guys. Is that part of, is that part of your ministry?
Yes, we use this to help spread the word, because the goal of the restaurant or the food is to raise funds, right? But we also need to get a way to actually spread our word that we're trying to preach on this island. And so those Sundays, we use those to start preaching, to give out cards so that people come visit us in church. They tasted our food, they know our culture a little bit more, but now we want them to also get that spiritual food that they also need for their souls.
Right.
So we do that invitation for them to come visit us, in their free time, whenever they have a question, whenever they have something in their life that they need help with. Well, we incite them to come and visit God, come and ask Him in their prayers to help you. So that is what we do that in those Sundays.
And little things like that, like whether it's during the holidays or year round and everything like that, like a total stranger, you really are nourishing people's hearts and everything. So I saw you guys did that and I was like, man, I don't know who these guys are. I got to have them on the show though. Cause you guys don't have to do this. It's on a Sunday afternoon, the day of rest, that whole thing. But I was like, the fact that you guys are actually doing this, it's a really positive thing that you guys are doing for the community. And hopefully it would, encourage others to, do what they can for their fellow Guamanians.
Of course, that's what we aspire. We aspire to not just ourselves to do good things, but that everybody else comes and join us,
Okay.
Make a community in which we all are loving and become better people every single day.
And that being the case, right? Turnabout is fair play, right, gentlemen? So now that you are, Guamanians and you've been here like long enough, what is your favorite thing to eat from local cuisine?
Caliguin. Yep, chicken caliguin for me.
Good choice. There are many different types of caliguin, but chicken tends to dominate them. So, so real quick before I let you guys go, we want to do whatever we can to help you guys out. Increase the congregation, get you guys to that point where you guys can actually build a temple. So, is there a social media account where people can follow you? And what time do you guys hold services?
So our @ on Facebook is @The Light of the World Guam. So if you guys want to give us a like on Facebook, we have our information and our posts there. Our hours for our services are weekdays at 7 p.m. and Thursdays at 6:30 and Sundays at 10 a.m. So we hold services daily, so anyone can attend at any one of our services during the week. The only thing that we do ask is because of COVID to give us a call before coming. Our number is 989-5313, 671-989-5313. To give us a call, that way we can make sure that all of the precautions, are implemented. That way we keep everyone safe.
All right, and can I just ask you, before we let you go, since this is a church, we believe in the good word here and in the good book. Would you guys mind sharing a prayer with us?
Well, we do our prayers a little bit differently. We pray kneeling down. We pray to God, in secret. But we are going to be praying for you guys and for all of the community, for all the first responders, because we know that everyone shares a part, has a role to play in the community. And so, we are taught to love one another, to love our neighbors. We are taught to, to love our God above all things. And we are taught to ask Him for whatever it is that we desire in our hearts. So we're going to be doing that, asking our God to bless all of Guam, all of the authorities on Guam, all of the community, all of the citizens in Guam, so that God may give all of Guam, the unity that it needs to continue prospering, to continue advancing.
Well, that's why they call it the good word. Thank you for sharing that. And we're praying for you too. And let's catch up real soon, because we want to see the progress, and we want to see with your ever expanding menu.
Of course.
Yeah. Let's catch up on December 17th or 18th.
Yeah, we love food on the show. So anytime we can talk about food, we're all in.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So
thank you guys.
So that's Eli Aguilera and Pedro Medina Jr. with the Light of the World Church. Check them out, everybody. Good people doing good things in the community. And stay tuned, because we will be back right after this.
For TV schedules, upcoming sports, special presentations, or what you may have learned about people and organizations making a difference in our community on the greater good every Wednesday during the link. Building awareness, promoting events, generating change. Find inspiration to seek out the greater good every Wednesday. Listen, watch, stream. Miss the link? Miss a lot. Presented by Jay Goodman, a happiness company, and Guam Windward Memorial. Celebrate life.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Attention basketball fans, the wait is over. Clutch Guam presents the second annual McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, going down December 20th to January 8th at the Father Dueñas Jungle. Make sure you come through to watch some high school boys and girls varsity division action. You do not want to miss out. Special thanks going out to KUAM Sports. We'll see you there.
The Novena to the Christ Child, a podcast series on KUAM Communication, a local Christmas tradition reimagined with all 9 days available on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network, beginning December 6th and streaming on all our digital media platforms, as well as nightly at 7 p.m. on Isla Digital Radio.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Get ready to run or ride to 22 with the Miles Challenge. Join the challenge from now till January 31st to rack up those miles on foot or by cycling. Runners can choose from 100, 200, and 300 miles. Cyclists, 300, 600, and 900 miles. Go to mileschallenge.com to select your challenge and register today. The Run and Ride to 22 Challenge is brought to you by Uproar, Trench Challenge, Killcliff, and KUAM Communications. Donation proceeds to benefit the EMC Cancer Foundation. Guam is good. Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net. To purchase tickets for $15, visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Killcliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUAM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUAM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Häagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary. Join KUAM every Wednesday on Primetime for Inside Business. It's our new weekly segment featuring the struggle of Guam's businesses during this global pandemic. We'll hear from industry leaders about the difficult decisions they were forced to make to implement cutoffs, layoffs, and shorten hours just to survive. It's the other side effect of COVID, the island's economic crisis. We'll also feature new businesses that managed to open and thrive during these challenging times. It's Inside Business every Wednesday on KUAM News Primetime.
The Culture Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tamoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
KUAM's multi-platform morning show, The Link, just got a little more delicious with Feed Me Fridays. Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the rest of the morning crew will take some time off each Friday to talk, taste, and tempt you with all the latest and greatest food and drinks on Guam. Old faves, new hits, and everything else we can put in our bellies. It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows. Catch SportsLink on the KUAM News Morning Show, The Link, every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. SportsLink airs every Friday across the multi-platforms of KUAM. Tune in to the broadcast on Breeze 93.9 FM, on KUAM TV 11, live stream through the KUAM News Facebook page, or view highlights on YouTube, KUAM News Facebook, and Instagram page. SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
Pacific Point, Cabo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. How's this one, Jay? Santa Teresita Youth Choir.
That's Manila.
Yeah, Manila.
Manila Parish.
Yep. The youth choir, though. I mean, you got to come with it because the St. Francis Children's Choir, they set the bar pretty high up.
Man, I want to say maybe...
I mean, they are from Jotnia, so kind of natural that the bar would be up high.
Maybe about 4 years ago, I did a live stream when the Santa Teresita Parish, the community, they invited us over at like 7 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday, and they lit the Christmas tree. I mean, talk about hospitable. I mean, the lights, the decorations. They really, really went all out. I mean, they had so much food. It was amazing. But of course, today is a very sacred religious holiday. It is Santa Maria in Camalin, and the statue of our island's patroness, our Blessed Mother, has now made her way up to Dedido at the Guam Regional Medical City. She is just pulling in there, and again, just like at GMH over in Tamuning. There are many members of the medical staff who have come out to greet her. There were people on the way up. Facebook Live viewers were sky high when I think the video stalled.
Yeah, they're a GRMC now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, check the clearance on that. Right. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
It's 9:58.
Let me see if I can.
You see if you can do that. I'm going to do this. Guys, it's Whopper Wednesday for the holidays. Santa Maria Camalin. Maybe they're going to go through the drive-thru with Our Lady. Maybe she's craving a Whopper. You know what I mean? It's a great day because when you go through the drive-thru, what, Bree? Maybe the driver is craving a Whopper. You go through the drive-thru, you order a Whopper, and what do you say?
Biba Santa Maria and Camalin.
That's what you're going to say.
Biba Whopper! I'm sure if you said Biba Whopper with enough gusto...
They might give you 2 extra ones.
Yeah, with enough conviction.
Yeah, believe it, right?
Or what if you combine it and say, I love the Whopper. Viva Santa Maria in Carmel.
That's the winner right there, Jake. Everybody's happy.
And hopefully the drive-through attendant would be Catholic and they'd understand.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully they would. The odds are they're ever in your favor because it's like 98% Catholic, right, or something.
Mm-hmm.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah.
So how do we go from talking about burgers to church?
No idea.
You
to the
lead the
Hunger
way,
Games?
bro.
Well, it is literally the Hunger Games.
I'm hungry. Yeah, that's what it is.
I
Guys,
volunteer as a tribute.
KUAM TV, thank you so much for jamming with us. It's been a great episode of The Link. We're actually going to say bye to you guys, and then I'm going to play Cover Me on the Facebook Live. Okay. Thank you, guys. It's 9:59.
But the Facebook Live stream continues for just the wonderful folks at the Archdiocese who are doing a fantastic job with this. It continues all day until she returns to Cathedral at 5:45.
That's right. All right. It's 10 o'clock. We're KUAM FM Agotni, Guam. My name's Chris.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm Jason. Have a great day, everybody.
For Joe, sir, and the Link fam, everyone behind the scenes here, remember we got your back, your 6 with our primetime newscast. This is the Link. We out. Esta. Adios. And we are back here. Cover Me. It's brought to you by Burger King and Docomo Pacific. Thank you guys, Facebook Live. Be safe. Make sure you pay your tribute to Santa Maria Common. Link fam, we out. That's the Hedgehog.
I think my favorite part of 51st Days is when Henry Roth tries every day to make Lucy fall in love with him again. That's just cute as fuck. Like, what? It's fucking adorable. Island love, give me that. Island love, you're crazy. Island love, give me that. Island love. Taking my breath away. Didn't think I would say I found somebody like you. I know what you do. You're cool with the blue. Cover me up and bring me right back. And I know you got the game, but don't be playing with me. And I'll show you all the love that got you staying with me. Ain't no sweetie, but you definitely